The Time to Talk Season 3 compilation video is out now on YouTube. I was gonna say it's out in the cinemas, Jesus. Yeah, but I really hope you guys enjoy watching it because we had so much fun doing it. Thank you to Ian, my podcast editing aficionado, Broken or Broke, and of course my friends who've joined in for the sessions as well. It's pretty insane. It sounds so official. It's pretty insane actually. But yeah, I would like to also take this opportunity to apologize if we've hurt anyone's sentiments for that matter. And like I mentioned in the previous compilation video, it's all a learning process, and I'm all up for the idea of learning while having fun, and that's what we do in Time to Talk. Season 4 already started, and it's enticing because we're a little international, just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I really hope you have fun. Please give us, feedbacks as well, and I'll see you guys around soon. Please join in whenever we have sessions if you feel like it, for sure. Cheers for now. Take care.
I have this other band called Runt that I started in 2016 actually, but the name Runt came about only in 2017.
Right.
That started off as my solo project, and it's basically alternative rock meets a lot of punk meets pop melodies, I guess.
That's your kind of thing, man. That's your kind of thing.
Yeah, that's like my zone. That's what I like to do in my free time. That's like my hobby, So I've been writing a ton of music for Runt. There's about like 20, 25 songs in the bank right now, which I will release when the time is right. And so that's also going on. And I just bought a new bike recently. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. My wife and I took a short trip out of the city a week or so ago.
Right.
And as and when time permits, I want to make like longer trips.
Amazing.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Thing that you have never lost interest in, something that you've never lost the passion for?
Oh, hell no. Definitely. I mean, I'm just glad I'm able to make a living doing music full time now. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay.
It was for the first time I'm entering like a professional studio with like Bollywood people and just going to want film. There was a lot of pressure. But thankfully the music director Chirantan Bhatt, who's a very good friend of mine, he did not give up on me, and the song was actually the first song we did was a song called Mujhe De De Har Gam Tera. Okay. And it was bounced because like apparently the producer said that there's no feel in his voice, like he's not emoting properly. But that was the time I still had that full-time job. So I would finish my work, I would go to Chiru's house, he would make me practice, and this happened for like a week until I got the nuances right.
Right.
I was in rehab actually.
Oh, okay.
I was in rehab for drug and alcohol addiction for about 15 and a half months.
Damn.
And that's when I actually started writing my own songs, not just vocal melodies to someone else's music, but I started writing my own music as well. And so it started from there, and then I got out of rehab and I got my own guitar after a while. It took me a while to save up and get my own guitar.
Right.
And that's when I started writing more and more. But I feel like this part of my journey has only really, really started probably 2011 or 2012.
Like music as a whole.
Composing more stuff, because then I got my first electric guitar, and I started discovering new ways I could use it, with effects and stuff like that. And then I have an audio engineering background as well, so I studied audio engineering. Yeah, I did it from SAE. This
it's in India?
School of Audio Engineering. So that, I even worked as a sound engineer for about 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, you really weren't kidding when you said you had a lot of different careers.
Yeah. And after that, I slowly started experimenting with sounds, and now I've started experimenting with other sounds as well, like electronic music production. Started adding a little bit of electronic elements into some of my music. So I'm just trying to keep up to date with what's happening. I still feel like I'm way behind, and I have a lot to catch up on.
Right.
But there's no end to learning, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Can you hear that?
Yep, loud and clear.
Let's see if I remember this. This is a song called Wiped Out.
Oh, okay.
I've done like a small vlog style video. You can find it on YouTube
All right.
later if you want. Given wings, afraid to fly. Feathers wilt away. On a fence of gold, sit and wait. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you waiting? What are you waiting for? Beg to differ, ask for more. Time just passed, fighting to fall. Have the answers all gone home. The time is now. The time has gone. What are you waiting for? 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 What are you? What are you?
Wow. Woo! Damn, brother. Woo!
Epic!
I'll only like what I'll do is like even when I'm not feeling especially creative,
Right.
I'll go to my backup folder and just start listening to all the ideas.
Right.
Firstly,
right.
like tells me how bad I was at one point and how much better I've become now. And sometimes out of maybe if I listen to open 50 projects, 2 or 3 of them will be like, whoa, okay, this actually sounds not too bad. So I'll bring that into my main drive, my computer, and then I'll start working on that. That's actually what happened all of last year. I mean, because I was so busy with the ad work, I didn't have really a lot of time to write any fresh material.
Right.
So I've taken old projects and completed them, a lot of them.
So how long does it take you to rework these old songs?
It depends. I mean, sometimes it happens really, really quickly. Like it'll happen in like maybe a few hours. There's some of them which I've started, like I can't for the life of me figure out what to do next. So they're like stuck halfway. I mean, all the guitars are played, the drums are played, but I don't know what bass to play. So in times like that, I'll probably speak to my band member Ori Orenstein, and I'll say, okay, bro, this is beyond me. Why don't you put down something? And he's a fantastic bass player, and he always comes up with great stuff.
Right.
So, like, if you really believe that you have something, don't give up. I mean, I know that might sound corny and cliched, but I mean, that's what I did. I mean,
It is what it
I
is.
quit my job when I was almost 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was actually, that was the year I turned 30, the year I quit. Quit April 1st, 2011 was my last day as a working stiff. Um,
Yeah.
So, but it took me like 2 years
To get
to
properly
finally
established.
start getting,
Yeah.
not even established. I mean, start like being recognized as a singer.
Right.
Getting enough work so I could like not just enough to just get by and pay the bills, but like, have a comfortable life.
Fair. Alright. So the key is to be consistent, you would say. Or
Yeah, consistent and just keep honing those skills. Yeah.
amazing. I mean, it's some like.
So my dad had this tape of Alice Cooper called Trash, and I found it in my fifth standard vacations. I was about 11 or 10 or 11 at that time,
Right.
and I loved it so much, and I asked my dad if I could take it to school with me, and I'd listen to it. I was in boarding school at that time in a hostel. And most other kids were like listening to like Bollywood music and pop and Madonna and stuff like that.
Oh, no, yeah.
I mean, I listened to that stuff too, but I mean, I was totally blown away by this. Yeah.
Amazing.
Just
I know
you're so...
that my grandparents gifted me with a heavy metal collection. So there was two more like Alice Cooper tapes, and there was a Megadeth tape, and there was an Iron Maiden tape.
Wow. I mean, it's cool. It's cool that like your grandparents and your parents
It's
like
supporting you.
they supported this kind of music, because from what I know in the past, like old people will say that this music was devil music. Satanic.
Yeah. You still get that. Yeah.
Thankfully, it wasn't that. That wasn't the case, and they never stopped me from listening to any kind of music. Like, listen to what you want.
It was just a normal phase. Like we were just chilling because we were kids. Like we were in school and shit. So we were not even. Yeah, so we were not even expecting to like get it viral, and then we just wasted our like 1 or 2 year, and then after that we realized that we have to continue this music thing and everything. So then we took it seriously, but it's just like every musician's life is like this. It's just a cycle. A track gets viral if it is an original track, so then you'll have to be constant about that, like a constant, and like you'll have to be like maintain that consistency, like uploading the tracks and everything like frequently. You have to be frequent. Like if you're uploading a track, like suppose you're uploading 4 tracks a month or 2 tracks a month, so your audiences are expecting you to upload 2 tracks in a month. So
Of course.
So we were not like that. And secondly, as I told you that we were in like school, we were like 16. I was doing my, I guess I just completed my 11th grade or 10th
16?
grade when I recorded that track.
You were 16?
No, I am 19.
Damn.
Right now. Okay.
I mean like when you recorded that track.
Yeah. When I recorded that track, I was 16.
Jesus.
Yeah. From YouTube, 140 million is Spotify, is like crossing my track, 1 lakh stream on Spotify.
Right, Spotify.
Yeah. And I have like, I guess 1 lakh listeners on Spotify, and that's a huge thing for me because I have seen a lot of artists in India like who are doing really very good, and they haven't even crossed 50k listeners or streamers like who listen to the track. So it was a very big thing for me because I have never seen any other singer or artist like of my age doing the same thing
and achieving that much.
Yeah, achieving that much. So that was a big thing. But still, when I go out, like when I use metro or I use any like when I go anywhere else, like anywhere where I go, okay, people don't know me by my face, but they know me by my song.
Right.
Yeah. I want to hear this because like few days back I got a text on my Instagram from Korea that some girl, she texted me. She was like, I heard your song Zara. like somebody is doing prank with me. I was like, how the fuck a person is like calling me from texting me from Korea, and like in Korea they don't even know how to speak Hindi, or they don't even know. Like maybe I understand that people in every country they listen to songs like Hindi tracks,
Right.
but like looking for the person and like searching for the person on Instagram and making that much efforts to like text him, that's something I was not expecting.
Out of
I
the
thought
world.
friends are doing like my friends are like doing this prank on me. So I was like, hey, so she told, hi, Omkar, this is there's some, I don't know, like I forgot the name. So she was like, this I'm from South Korea, and you sing really very good, and that's nice. So I was like, I just checked the profile on Instagram. I was not stalking her, but I was just checking the profile. Okay, so I scrolled down and I got to know that she's also a very good singer. And then like we talked, like we did a video call or something like that, where she told me that she's a singer. Okay,
Right.
and she has been to India,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's the reason she spent like 8 months in India, and she got influenced with like folk music. And
Oh,
somebody,
shit.
yeah, so she was staying in Rajasthan, and Rajasthan is filled with Sufi and folk.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
she was staying there for like 8 months. So people, like somebody just suggested her Zara, and she told me like in her journey she was listening to Zara, and now when she was in Korea, so there she was listening to Zara, and then she texted me.
Oh,
So that was a very big thing for me. And then getting up like texting a person who is asking me that we are doing a Zoom call, and he's asking me to like do it like from Malaysia, and that was a big thing for me.
Because like it's the first time you've written something.
I
So
have written something, and like the music and everything. If you guys will like hear that song, you guys will love it, because
Yeah.
I like to my friends to whom I have like asked them to like listen to this song. They have loved the song. They have given me good compliments on that. So I feel like I guess this track can get viral, or maybe not, but this like in future it can get viral.
Of course, of course, of course.
that's why the name is taking so long,
Yeah.
because it's that special. It's like
It's amazing.
literally a first
Unlike
baby.
Crazy,
that.
crazy. Can we hear some of it if you have the version with you?
Yeah, I do have. You want me to play it on my phone?
Can.
No, we
Yeah.
want to hear live.
I mean, both also can, whichever you feel like you're comfortable.
That's also in my voice. But you think about it. You guys are going to upload this Zoom call on, like so
Yeah.
people, if they'll hear me like this, like me, not like not my recorded voice. Oh no, the song is not. Let me like play that song for you.
Can. Take your time.
I'm like, I don't want to go to college because like the timing system in like DU, Delhi University, is very hectic. You cannot either you can do college or you can do something else.
Right.
You cannot do
you feel
anything
stuck,
like in part time.
Yeah, you feel stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot because see, I had to do it for like 3 years, like the graduation. It takes 3 years to do graduation, right? So what came in my mind was ki if I'll have to do this, then I'll have to quit music. Okay, because there was a subject of music in college, but that was not help. That will not help me in commercial things.
Of course, yeah. Okay.
That will not help me commercially. That is just competitions between universities and colleges and schools and everything. So that was, I was like, I don't want to do this because I'm doing the same particular thing for like past 6 years in school. But I was okay with that because I got a good teacher. So I was like, fine, I'll do it. But in college, there are like they are the own student who are teaching them, and you have to like take time for music, and then you have to take time for like classes, and the timings were very pathetic, like 10
You're not
to
feeling
11,
it,
then you
huh?
have to 1 hour break, and then you have like 1 to 2. Yeah, so I was not like okay with that thing, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this, and I just told my mom that I'm not going to college. I want to continue music. Okay. तड़पाए मुझे तेरी सभी बातें, एक बार तू है दीवानी, झूठा ही सही प्यार तो कर, मैं भूला नहीं हंसी मुलाकातें बेचैन करके मुझको मुझसे यूं ना फेर नजर सर्दी की रातों में हम सोए रहे एक चादर में हम दोनों तन्हा हो ना कोई भी रहे इस घर में जरा जरा बहकता है महकता है आज तो मेरा तन बदन मैं प्यासा हूँ मुझे भर ले अपनी बाहों में है मेरी कसम तुझको सनम दूर कहीं ना जा ये दूरी कहती है पास मेरे आजा रे
Wow.
Thank you so much.
About section, you said that your inspiration is your vision of yourself in 10 years.
You saw that? That's crazy.
Dude, of course. That's the least I can do.
Wow.
Yeah. How did that come up? Yeah.
I think we should be motivated by our future selves. Like, you're here now, but you have entire control of. I believe you create your, like, not to make it too like philosophical or deep, but I believe you
Go
create
ahead.
your own like destiny, your own future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're living as the person you want to become, the world will shape so that you go there. So it's like we all have infinite potential, right? So if you just dream of where you want to be, you have something to work towards, that vision to work towards. I think it's really fulfilling. It gives you purpose in a path.
True.
Go down.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Carve your own path.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like a lot of Indian classical music people can sing anything with ease. If they're trained in classical music, you can ask them to sing a pop song, a rock song, a ballad, or something more technical or complicated, and they'll be able to do it because the agility is built into the voice.
Right.
And I can't explain it in words. It's more like you realize that you can do so much without them even teaching you the steps. It's like a quick 0 to 100 thing. And it's very technical actually in terms of mathematics and pitch.
What?
And
Yeah.
Very.
Oh, Pavitra also agree.
Yeah, because like I took Indian classical singing classes before, so it's very hard. Like it's honestly very hard to get. Like we have gamagams and all that, right? So
Yeah, it's very different. It's very
yeah.
different. Not saying it's better than anything else. It's its own art form, just like anything else.
It's a very subconscious thing, I would say as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Epic. It's like a feeling.
Yes. It happens. The way they teach it is that you don't have to think. It just happens.
It just flows.
You know?
Dude, I don't understand one thing, man. How are you so calm? Like I don't get it. The way you're speaking is like as though you're, levitating for a bit. It's just like
Oh, you mean like he sounds very deep?
it's just like so. This is how it's gonna go.
Do you like meditate?
Yes.
Like so peaceful.
You're so judgmental.
Yeah, just turn the camera down. You can see him floating.
He means it's like his feel, his aura. It's just
It's fine.
very soothing, like the ocean.
Yeah, you were saying, man?
You said, do I meditate? I do, and I don't know.
Oh shit!
I didn't know it makes a difference in like your aura.
Yeah,
That's
it
so
does.
cool.
Yeah.
It feels so calming just talking to you. I could just do
That's
this.
so
Wow.
good. Thank you.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm really proud.
Online concert start already.
Have you heard the Mahive thing I did?
Oh, dude, that was viral as fuck. How can I not hear that? It was amazing.
Oh, like I've grown a little bit tired of like covers just for the heck of it, but like this one, I was like, I actually sat down and I was like intentional. Like I want to make something like new out of this song that
Right,
is like
your own take.
And I think I got it. चंदा मेरी चंदा तुझे तुझे कैसे मैं समझाऊं मुझे लगती है तू कितनी प्यारी रे ओ खुशियाँ जितनी है सब ढूंढ ढूंढ के लाऊं तेरी डोली के संग कर दो सारी रे तुझे सज के मेहंदी रच के चल बज के तू सोनी दिल कितनों का खाए दज के तू सोनी जिंद माही वे सोनी सोनी आजा माही वे everybody say सोनी सोनी आजा माही वे ओ तेरी आंखें काली काली तेरा गोरा गोरा मुखड़ा है रे माही वे तेरी रंगत जैसे सोना तू चांद का जैसे टुकड़ा है रे माही रे नैनों से बोले रपा रपा मन में डोले रपा रपा अमृत बोले रपा रपा ओ तू सोनी जिंद माही वे सोनी सोनी आजा माही वे everybody say सोनी सोनी आजा माही जिंद माही वे सोनी सोनी आजा माही वे everybody say सोनी सोनी आजा माही वे oh, lights
Hey.
good I'm still at a point where I'm thinking about what I'm doing like technically
Right.
so
It doesn't just flow for you. It doesn't just flow for you yet.
sometimes it does, but I'm definitely still thinking about what I'm doing. Like when I was doing that, I was still like, shit, I need to go from this chord position to this chord position. It'll come with playing and time, but that's how it works in terms of
Technicalities.
It's kind of cool. It's like you know you're still growing and you know you still can grow, you know.
No, for sure. Yeah, no one's ever reaching the top. It's always
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah, your mom seems to be really into classical. Was she the one that
introduced you?
That sent you to the classical music?
She taught me class. She's the first person who taught me. Like
wow.
I learned from her.
Writing your own music and everything.
Yeah, I think I got some clarity on what makes me like tick in terms of music.
For sure.
Because I think I have this really strong belief that like people end up being like mediocre, average at the voice or at singing or at playing an instrument, and they somehow think they can do everything. Like they're set or something. Like they don't take a step back to see what am I actually doing here? Like, am I just singing for the heck of it, just because I can sing, just because I am? Do I have like something I want to show people?
They get too comfortable, I guess.
Do I?
No, I mean the people that you're referring to. I feel like they get a little bit too comfortable.
100%, man. Like, I feel like people take advantage of talent.
Right.
I think talent is like the lowest thing, bro. Like, talent is like 5% of the picture. I think people stop at talent. That's why I was saying like I'm not a huge fan of TikTok in a sense, because I feel like people are just throwing out, trying to flex their voice.
It's all trash.
And they blow up, and then it's like, then what? Like, I'm obsessed with sunsets. I want to create some piece that captures that atmosphere.
It's amazing.
We would love to see that. I really think that the way you sing, like your voice suits a sunset, the atmosphere, the feel, you know. Someone talked about the ocean just now.
Voice, right?
That motivated me now. Gotta go.
But I'm so happy you agreed to do this today.
It's fun. I like it's like very genuine of you guys. Like, it's not like, it's just a casual conversation.
There's nothing planned. It's all empty. We just wanted to like know more about you. But other than the fact that we've watched some of your TikToks, of course, and all some of your songs.
In the interview that Ed Sheeran gave one time, he said, he's actually like, he throws away his phone and stuff, deletes all his social media and shit like that.
Right.
His thing is like, when stuff goes viral and you see it, you're basically seeing highlights of somebody's life. And then you're equating that to that being their life. And then you say, why is that not my life?
Yeah.
And you take someone else's peak moments, even if it's like edited or manipulated, and you think that you should be having those experiences. That just simple as that, but it can destroy your mind so bad.
Yeah, it's so toxic, man. It's crazy.
It's bad. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, just why, you know? Do you know this? Yeah,
No. That kind of I love that song.
Yeah, which one?
I want to say
Dude.
You guys got same brain cell, huh?
Of course, Nikhil.
तू ही जाने तू क्या सोचता है तू ही जाने तू क्या सोचता है बाबरे क्यों दिखाए सपने तू सोते जागते जो बरसे सपने बूंद बूंद नैनों को कैसे मैं चलूं देख ना सकूं अनजाने रास्ते गूंज सा है कोई एक तरह 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 धीमे बोले कोई एक तरह धीमे बोले कोई एक तरह गूंज सा है कोई एक तरह गूंज सा है कोई एक तरह
Oh, nice.
Wow! Perfect ending.
Amazing.
Perfect. Oh my. Oh.
Right off the bat, I really want to ask Shaun, how has your lockdown been as a musical artist?
Bro, honestly, I have adapted to the new norm. You know, everything is online, everything is live.
Right.
You know, like, we don't need to go so far. We are talking on Zoom now, so it's a new norm. So honestly, it was tough at the start. You know, before this, when the event industry died, you know, basically, I felt really sad. I wasn't doing much events. I wasn't, you know, the side hustle. I wasn't earning much.
Right.
But now, you know, everything is online. I adapted to the new norm, and thank God the event industry is picking up. So it's a good thing, you know. It's a good thing. At that point of time, everyone was scared of COVID. It was the thing. But now, I mean, you know, everyone is taking it easy. So at that point of time, we were just staying at home. I learned how to cook. At that point of time, you know, I sucked at cooking before this, but then, you know, I went to YouTube, I learned how to cook. We had crazy house parties, you know, just me and my housemates. We were just, you know, we bonded, we played games, we got to know each other. So I think spending my time with my housemate was one of the best memories I had. You know, we did crazy stuff. I mean, I learned a lot of things. Yeah.
How is it juggling between the two?
Yeah.
Especially now you're at the same time you're creating music.
Oh, it's it's a crazy story because, you know, work isn't easy. It's eating a lot of my time. You know, having that much of, you know, meetings every day, you got things over your shoulders. So for me is, you know, I work during the weekdays and music is my weekends basically. So that's how I divide my time. And it was pretty much the same when I was studying. At that point of time, my mom didn't buy for me a tabla. So I started to play on Milo tins. When I was younger, I left Milo. So I just used to bang on Milo tins, the milk tins, whatever tins she bought. And then she was like, okay, you know what? This kid's, you know, gaining some interest. Might as well I just buy him a drum. And, you know, things just kicked up from there till today.
Rest is history.
So your mom saw your passion and decided to invest in it.
That's true. So
yeah.
Rest is history, but tomorrow is mystery. Honestly, I wanted to pursue music, but, you know, having brown parents, they're like, be a doctor, lawyer, engineer or something. So, you know, I just went with the flow. Since SPM, you know, okay, you go science stream, it's just, you know, they know that I've got passion for music, but, you know, in the end, they want the security and the insurance for me.
Right.
So my advice is, you know, go with the flow. If you are studying right now, finish your studies, but at the same time, don't forget your passion, because you never know your passion might be your paycheck one day. So just carry on, don't give up, and just keep doing you. Forget about the haters, and yeah, just try to balance your studies and your passion at the same time.
Powerful.
Okay, but when you have haters, when someone's challenging you and someone's going against your flow, that's when you feel that. That's when I feel that, okay, I need to do something different. I need to step up my game and prove these guys wrong. So I take my haters as my motivation. That's about it.
That's epic.
You use them as fuel, fuel your fire.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe a week before the release, he's like, okay, you've sung this with Arijit, so be prepared. You have to like give away all the stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, you should have told me this before I sung that. But it was a good thing. Yeah. And I talked with him.
Oh, you
it was
did?
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Because we sung that together, right? So we talked and it was good.
But there's this thing, right, in like the industry where sometimes people just don't meet when they are singing together.
Oh, even I didn't meet. So I do visit Mumbai for my Marathi recordings and everything, but for this Hindi one, I actually recorded it from Cochin. I did not meet the director. I just recorded it and sent them over. But after the song, when it got like into the limelight, we had to like do a couple of like video calls. We had to do some media coverage and everything. And then we were like basically connecting through WhatsApp, through calls or video calls, something like that. So we never actually met. I didn't meet Arijit, which would be my lifelong dream. Probably one someday.
Oh, someday, yeah, for sure, man. I think he wants to meet you too.
Yeah, we actually planned on meeting before COVID, but then during that time I was here, so I couldn't. And then COVID happened, and everything was blah. So let's hope that COVID will be over soon. And, yeah, I know. Like very well rooted here in US, much more than in India. Like I don't know whether we will hike back in India. We would just go somewhere, like park the car, see the view, and come back. Right.
Right.
Most of the stuff, it's all about the hike rather than you seeing the final scenery. The hike is more important here. So we started doing hikes. We have this rule of doing one hike every week.
Wow.
So till now it's been going. What?
Like one hike every week at a different location?
Yeah, it's a different location.
Wow.
So here, there are so many hikes. Like you would, I think at least they have 50 sets of trails happening.
Oh my
here.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Arizona is a big state, and most of the places are not populated much. So you would have insane vast lands, and you can just go on hikes, and it's a good thing. Yeah. Like, if someone had helped me and if I had cracked that initially, I wouldn't have worked hard to improve. So when there was a lot of they would say, hey, no, you don't have any fan following, or we don't know your voice. You're very fresh, so we can't use you. That made me very strong and made me work towards like my goal. So I started investing more of my time for my vocal perfection, for my practice sessions. So that learning period, I think everyone should have it. Only then they would have the opportunity to improve themselves. And I think that's the most important thing when it comes to being an artist.
Journey.
So I think I started singing by the age of 3, maybe. But then I have never given an utmost importance to that until my late 20s, not late 20s, early 20s, sorry. So once I was in college, I was exposed to a lot of musical events that triggered my musical sense, maybe. And then I started working a little towards it, but then my ultimate goal was to like come here, do my master's with my boyfriend and stuff like that. But then I started working. I was building my profile, wanted to like build my resume. But then while working, I did not sing for at least a year. I did not sing at all. So that made me so depressed. And I had to I didn't get any time to do it. then I was like, why am I even doing it? I miss music and I should pursue it somehow. Luckily, a music director heard my songs in SoundCloud and then he called me and he's like, let's do a try. Let's just do a demo. Nothing else. I just like your sound. So I was like, okay, this might be it. And then I went for it. I did the demo. And then I came back and I'm listening to that demo which I did. And I was like, shit, I want to do this. I don't want to do a 9 to 5 job. I want to do this. I'm not perfect, but I love what I've done today. So I want to do it. I want to pursue it. And then I didn't even tell my parents that I quit my job. I told my fiance that I'm quitting, and I quit my job. Then I moved to Cochin, and then I had to start everything from the scratch. But when I think about it right now, I loved it. I love that I took that decision of quitting. Otherwise, I would have missed so many amazing songs, so many beautiful people I've met in my journey. Like, there are some days, some people text you, like, they are listening to this song and then it has made them happy. That's like getting me a $1 million. So yeah, so that feeling is amazing. Since I was 6 years old, they would always make me practice. I'm a classically trained singer, so they would always make me do classical music every day at 6 o'clock. Like, it was a rule in my house. So and back then I didn't realize the importance of it, but right now when I think about it, yes, that definitely helps talent. And if you constantly improve, and you don't have to be like in the top or anything, but if you're constantly improving, and if the right people sees you, you have to always be alert. You have to, like, if somebody contacts you, you have to be very courteous. You have to reply back to them. You have to send them the demos. You have to be on the spot. I'll sing 2 lines. I'll sing one of my songs in Malayalam. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay. Kadale കണ്ണിൻ കാവലേ തെന്നലായി മെല്ലെ വന്നു നീ എന്നിലെ ചിന്നമേലെ പൂക്കൾ കൊണ്ടു തന്നു നീ കാതലേ എന്തിനിന്നെ നീ വിളിച്ചു തൂവലായി ഹൃദയവാടിയിൽ പറന്നു മാറിവിൽ ചേല കൊണ്ടു മൂടി എന്നെ നീ അരിയ മഞ്ഞു തുള്ളിയുള്ളു തൊട്ട പോലെ നിൻ സുഖം കവിളിലുമ്മ തന്ന പോലെ ഞാൻ മയങ്ങിയോ സ്വയം. Thank you.
First thing in the morning. It's so soothing to hear that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Can you?
हो क्यों करदा है दिल में बसेरा की लगदा तू अणिए मेरा क्यों करदा है दिल में बसेरा की लगदा तू अणिए मेरा. Thank you.
So I think it's mostly I've gotten a few about like pronunciation.
Right.
Early on, I got some about like my Hindi pronunciation because I'm not a native Hindi speaker, right?
Right.
So I got a lot of like comments about my wrong Hindi pronunciations. So I tried to fix that. And I got some about like not feeling the song enough and stuff like that.
Right.
But then like sometimes they're like sad songs and like I'm sorry, I'm just not sad enough to feel this right now. Like, I like the song, but I'm not sad right now, so I don't know how I can help you with that.
Some of these people, they expect you to cry.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going through those feelings right now. I just like the song.
Yeah, I get you, bro. Are you seeing anyone?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why do you ask that question so much?
Because I'm interested to know if you sang and she liked it and that's how you got her.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh!
serenading is the way
Bro,
to
what
go.
am I, Swamiji?
Tell me the story.
Yeah.
How do you get all this?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I took psych degree.
Psychology degree, yeah.
No.
Exactly. So I used to live in India. So I lived in Chennai, India. So that's where like I started learning first.
Oh, that's amazing. So did you in like the initial stages, there some people usually feel like they don't like it and that kind of thing. So how did you feel when you started?
Okay, I mean, initially my mom put me in like the class, right? So I don't think I had an interest because the first thing that they teach you is like so boring. Like it's just like it just makes you want to go to sleep. Like it's just like it's so depressing. Like you just want to like kill yourself and go to sleep. So I did not like enjoy it particularly for like the first year or something. And I was also in like this group class. So it's just like 50,000 kids screaming the same thing with you at the same time. So it's just like amplified depression. So it's not very enjoyable. But then my mom put me in like a class with like my best friend. So it was just me and him and this teacher. So that's when I like really started enjoying what I was singing and what I was learning. So I think it's like important to be put in like a environment where you like want to learn, where you're having fun when you're learning Carnatic music, like at least initially. Because if you're put into like this super, crowded, just really unideal environment, you just don't want to learn.
True. First exposure, yeah, in India.
Yeah, that was like the first time I performed anything in front of anything. Yeah.
Right, at 6 years old, yeah.
6 years old, yeah.
So it was at a TV
we doing music, bro? That's so like 6 years old, man. That's like I don't know. Is that abuse? What the fuck?
No, it's not abuse. Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy it being at a TV
No,
station?
it was a lot of fun because like it's like a TV set. Like there's like cameras and stuff, so it's a lot of fun. I did two online shows. So in the US, there's this it's like radio station called Bharat FM. So they have like online Zoom. They like live telecast from Zoom, and it's like a performance. So I did two of those. Like I did one with my mom. My mom also sings. So one of them I did with my mom, and then one I did by myself.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Continue my aerospace engineering stuff.
Aerospace engineering.
Hopefully get some kind of like internship next year. That's what is my next goal. I have like this undergraduate like research thing over the summer that I got last semester, so I have to do that. So first in line is like my like academics and like aerospace engineering and doing well in that. And then obviously I have music. So for like Carnatic, I plan to like practice and get to like a concert giving stage, like an actual concert level over like the next year and a half, and then hopefully do like a full-fledged concert somewhere. So
you want to do a full-fledged concert with Arvind? Do you want to do?
Arvind's there, but dude, I am such a huge fan.
Bro, I was literally gonna say the same thing. I am
having like a complete like fanboy. This is insane. Sorry? I'm having such a fanboy moment right now.
Bro, that's me. That's me. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
I kind of got like annoyed with that song after like for a while. I was like, why is this everywhere? Please stop.
I was just like, no, stop making me famous. No.
Okay, wait.
Should we like?
Okay, I'll just sing a little bit of it.
All right, let's go.
Oh, we're setting the vibes. Nice. Okay, I like it. I apologize if I sound super shit right now because my voice, like, whatever.
It's your morning voice.
I don't believe you. Okay.
ऐसी कैसी बोली तेरे नैनों ने बोली जाने क्यों मैं डोली ऐसे लगा तेरी होली में तू मेरा तूने बातें खोली कच्चे दागों में पिरोली बातों की रंगोली से ना खेलूं ऐसे होली में ना तेरा हो किसी का तू होगा ही तू क्यों ना तुझे मैं ही जीतूं खुले ख्वाबों में जीते हैं बाबरे मन के धागे ओ मन के धागे धागे पे सावरे धागे पे सावरे है लिखा मैंने तेरा ही तेरा ही तेरा ही तो नाम रे. Yeah.
Oh, what's wrong, bro? Why did it have to?
Amazing.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
That was
amazing.
Goosebumps.
That's fucking mental. But and that's when your voice is not feeling good.
No, dude, I had a little voice crack, dude. Really bad.
I thought that was part of the song.
See, that's how beautiful
then it would have been much better, but I had a little voice crack.
I texted down like when he posted the story that you were gonna be on the show, and I think it was like 5 a.m. in Malaysia or something stupid like that.
What
and I texted him. I was like, yo, bro, that's sick. Can I come on if that's not too much trouble? And he was like, yeah, like literally replied immediately. I was like, how the fuck are you even awake? What are you doing, bro?
Dude,
I mean, you play the table if that like.
Yeah, table.
Percussion.
No, so guitar, I just know like a few chords. I just know enough chords to like play like 60%, 70% of the songs.
That's enough. That's totally enough.
Over and over again. That's my guitar knowledge.
That's what you say when you know how to play the guitar. That's all it is.
Just a little bit. It just...
No, but like I'm still like learning on the like all the fingering techniques and stuff. I'm still working on that. Like that's I want to like at least play that much. And then I've learned a little tabla, so I can play some tabla. And
Dope.
I used to learn Carnatic violin back in the day.
Carnatic violin. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
No, that is the thing. It's a big thing. Like when you sing like Carnatic concerts, you always have a violinist accompanying you. They like play along as you sing.
You're crazy, man.
Right. ஒத்தையடி பாதையில தாவி ஓடுறேன் அத்த பத்த பூங்குயில தேடி வாடுறேன் சந்தன மாலை அழுது ஆழ வாசம் ஏறுது என் கிளி நேர சங்கிலி போல சேர தோணுது சக்கர ஆழ சொக்குது ஆழ மாலை மாத்த மாம வரட்டுமா கண்மணியே சாதனி சா தனி சமாக மக சாதனி சா கக சா தாபக சக சனி தனி சா. That's proper nervous.
Man,
Wait, someone literally asked me what A plus B the whole square was, like the formula. They're like, can you please tell me the formula?
You could send them your bank account, bro. That would be nice.
Is it because you went to Kumon?
I think they knew it.
Sure. At least for me, like competition's not like a negative thing, right? Like competition's always good. So I guess in this way, like whenever I sing like Arvind sing, or when I see Arvind sing, or like there's so many other singers, right? And like they do something really well. Like for me, competing with them is to like try and reach what they're doing, you know? Like it's more like inspiration than competition in a way. I guess competition has like this negative connotation to it many times. It's like you're competing with them and you're like putting yourself against them or something. But no, it's like you're all on the same team. You're just trying to make everyone else better or make yourself better looking at everybody else. So whenever I like see Arvind post something, my immediate reaction is like, oh, I also want to do that. Like I want to learn to get there. I get inspired personally. So I guess for me that's what like the competition is. It's not like a thing where like I'm trying to get better than somebody else or anything like that.
Facts. Yeah, that's literally it. Because like Harsh said, it's when you see other people post stuff that you really like, you sort of take inspiration from it, and you try do that as well. And that is competition. I mean, you want to be as good as them, but it's not like in a negative sense, where it's like you want to be the best and you don't want everyone else to do well. You want to be really good, but you want everyone else to be good as well. And I feel like once you do get some sort of recognition, it's quite important to stay connected to your roots in terms of looking at people who are starting off, because they're in the same place that you were like minutes ago before you blew up. So it's no point going to the top all on your own.
Yeah.
And when I sort of speak to people that I look up to, for example, there's this person called Sasidharan. I'm not sure if you know, he's in the UK. He's someone that I really looked up to a lot when I started off doing what I did, and he DM'd me maybe like a year after I started doing music and stuff, and then talking to him, like the kind of perspective he had was he wanted to do well, but he wanted to do his best to sort of help me out as well. And he had like an honest one-to-one conversation with me about like music and like studies, and because he's a uni student as well. And that's what I want to be able to do as well. Because at the end of the day, we're all doing this because we love it, and we're in this together.
Spread love instead of hate, right?
Yeah.
True.
Aryan.
तुझे संग बैर लगाया ऐसा, तुझे संग बैर लगाया ऐसा, राना मैं फिर अपने जैसा, राना मैं फिर अपने जैसा, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा नाम, तेरा नाम, मेरा नाम. I think I took it too high. I'm sorry. I think I started too high.
Sarah's dead anyway.
I think now I know when people comment my heart melted away. Now I understand.
I think I started too high, and my voice is gonna like literally out of 10. I was like, I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
That was beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Yeah, I can sing it right now, for sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, what about it?
Yo, so what? Yeah, wait. Okay. तुझे याद कर लिया है, तुझे याद कर लिया है, आयत की तरह कायम तू हो गई है, कायम तू हो गई है, रिवायत की तरह तुझे याद कर लिया है, मरने तलक रहेगी, मरने तलक रहेगी, तू आदत की तरह तुझे याद कर लिया है, आयत की तरह.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
Bro, that was unreal, man. When you broke into a high note, especially, fuck it up.
Yeah, I'm like working on this new technique or something where I just give my whole voice when I go high instead of going into like the falsetto thing.
Yeah,
I think that you know how like Aslam does it when he goes high, he just like goes all out and just goes
and then
high
just
high.
opens out. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
opens up.
when you start learning music, like Carnatic music especially, that's how you tend to start learning. That's how you tend to start singing. But then like once you sort of listen to like different types of music, you go into the falsetto.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a habit that you can't get rid of.
No, also like once your like voice starts like when you like go to a transition, right? When you're like puberty and shit, you just like tend to like you're so uncomfortable with your own voice, you tend to go more into falsetto, I think, just to like make yourself more comfortable. So I'm trying to like not do that anymore. At least for certain songs. Like some songs it doesn't work, right? You gotta be soft and go into falsetto. But I think songs like this you can like really break out.
100%.
Go full high. लब पर आए गीत सुहाने माने न जियारा लाख बहाने लब पर आए गीत सुहाने माने न जियारा लाख बहाने याद तिहारी आई सताने मन लागे रे पछताने हो मोरे सैया मैं लागू तोरे भैया भला ना जाओ परदेस सजना जी करूं मैं कैसे राजी पिया जी लागे जिया को ठेस. Could have been better.
Jeez. I was waiting for the high bit as well.
Dude, no. It's too early in the morning for that.
Fair enough.
Too early in the morning.
I don't know how to put it. It's like dense, but at the same time, it's soothing. It's not harsh.
It's not harsh.
You
have to do that.
You have to do that,
right?
I wasn't looking to do it. I was expecting someone else to do it, but I didn't do it.
No, I feel like my voice sounds very different, like in like every song I sing.
I think your voice is quite deep, like naturally, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
deep. But like I think like depending on the song I sing, I can change my voice to like fit the song. You know, I think it's fun.
You know,
Sajan bin aaye na mohin indiya रैन भर आए रे जागे रतिया काहे तुम मोहे सजन प्यारे दिखे नजारे माने ना अपनी अखियां सजन बिन आए ना मोहे निंदिया
Damn, bro.
You sure that's your morning voice?
Goosebumps.
Yeah, literally. What even?
No, I swear to God, it gets better than this. Atma Rupaya Hari Om Paramatma Rupaya Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Satya Sai Ishwaraya Hari Satya Sai Ishwaraya Hari Pranava Swarupa Hari Om. Yeah, okay. You go ahead.
That was so beautiful.
That's blissful, man. That's blissful.
That's like one of my favorite buttons of all time.
100%. I think I've heard like a cover of this on YouTube. I can't remember the guy who did it, but there's like this really good cover of this on YouTube. You should listen to it, yeah.
I will. I'll search it up.
Yeah, okay. Pranava Swarupa Hari Om Sai Pranava Swarupa Hari Om Sai Narayana Hari. I think I'm losing Sruthy. Wait 1 second. Could you start me off from the scale that you started?
Pranava Swarupa Hari
Om. Cool. Pranava Swarupa Hari Om Sai Pranava Swarupa Hari Om Sai Narayanaya Hari Om Narayanaya Hari Om Sai Ishwaraya Hari Om. Okay, I lost that again, but Yadhavaya Madhavaya Govindaya Namo Yadhavaya Madhavaya Govindaya Namo Paramatma Rupaya Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Satya Sai Ishwaraya Hari Om Nervous. I changed like the pitch like 500 different times. It's quite hard, but
It was good, bro.
That was so soothing.
It's like to be like a good like Carnatic music student, I need to practice for like at least an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, at the very least, right? That's when you like get to like improve yourself. I practice for a solid 15, 20 minutes. So I low-key am not the person for advice when it comes to this, but my advice would be don't be like me. Actually practice. Set aside time for this and like focus. For me, see, I'm just like lucky for some reason. I guess it's just like some gift or something that without practice, I'm able to like keep up some level of singing. Like without practice. I know for a fact that if I like actually put a lot of time into this and practice a lot, then I can be much better. So that's what I'm trying to do like over this summer break is like practice regularly and like improve myself. So I've just been lucky up until now that I can like maintain some level of like singing goodness or whatever without practicing that much. So my advice would be to practice as much as you can. That's all it is. It's as long as you practice well, you can do anything. Like, I guess that applies for anything. There's like this book I read or an excerpt. It's like to become an expert at anything, you need to practice it for at least 10,000 hours over like the course of your lifetime. That's what deems you an expert in a certain field. So practice for 10,000 hours. That's my advice. Over your lifetime, practice for 10,000 hours. That's when you become an expert at something.
Yeah. Now I need to count my career. Like, I'm counting my career.
Hey, I think
Like, how
more
much
than
hours
10,000
do I have?
hours already.
Yeah, just if you got 10,000 hours to spare, just practice.
Yeah.
You do.
Imagine
my lockdown is going in a worst possible way for no reason. Like because my business is like all over the place right now. All my business are like 2 of my business got shut down. So and one of it was going very good when it was 24 hours. Another one now it's 12 hours. It's kind of very hard to manage. So yeah.
Right. Oh man, that sounds tough, man. Lockdown is crazy on a lot of people.
The lockdown is rough with everyone financially. So yeah.
Right. But how have you been coping, bro? What have you been up to?
Well, I'm trying to find some other businesses to venture without like having to go through this struggle. Because if you see nowadays, one cryptocurrency, as you know, and second one is we have to venture in online businesses and so on. So yeah, trying to go with that rather than going.
Have these kind of friends to, inspire you. Yeah.
One thing I would say is don't lose your root.
Right.
Don't lose your root, like where you came from. Even though you're finding quality friends to spend quality time with, but still don't forget where you came from. Like for me, I still have my contacts with all my school friends and my childhood friends who I grew up with. So I try to help them whenever I meet them and everything. So I learned a lot of things from a lot of people, a lot of different things. But then eventually, quality time, spending and everything. So yeah, at least try to spend 1 week once with some people, that is one. But avoid the toxic people, trust me. It's just a headache. When you are in your 20s, 21, 23 especially, try to fucking avoid these toxic people. If you're not trying to avoid them, they're going to kill your mental health and everything. So it's very important. I learned this. So yeah, in a hard way. I'm not trying to people might think like nowadays people are trying to find clout and try to find fans and everything. But the truth is there is still people who's trying to make people smile in this world than trying to find mine like this one. So yeah.
Brother, check your chats, brother. Got one message for you.
You may.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is amazing. You guys are lovely, to be honest.
Bro,
this
you
is my
got
first time experiencing this.
crazy stuff, bro. Even your recent videos was like you cutting hair for content. Hey, Jesus, man.
Yeah, I would. She was quite mad that I did that. She was quite mad I did that.
Why though? It looks good on you. Why?
He let other humans to control his life for 24 hours, and I thought it was going to be like, which food should I eat? Should I go for walking and jogging? And he comes up with a bizarre one. Should I go bald? Should I grow my hair?
Bro, I support that ball in a sense. So what kind of advice would you give these kind of people who want to keep going at it?
no matter what you're doing, just keep pushing yourself. Keep pushing yourself until you reach your limit. I mean, not even like, I would say, don't wait until you reach your limit. Just push through the limit and just go off the roof. Like for me, shut up. Sorry, that's my friend. So recently I've been watching anime, a lot of anime. Okay, Sarah knows that I'm really obsessed with it. So yeah, anime game. So I was watching Black Clover. Okay, so one of the things that this captain says to all his students, which is I don't think it's students. So one of their group members is push out of your limit. Push out of your limit until you fail, until this one. So just keep going, just be consistent, just push yourself, believe in yourself, okay? No matter what people say, just do it. Because someday when you achieve, people are gonna come behind you and people are gonna ask you, how did you do it? So just go with it, okay? Just follow your gut, just go with it, okay? That's what I would say. It's very important.
That's insane. So you started singing at what age?
4 years old.
Dude, that's
so
abuse.
I started learning classical music then. Yeah.
That's abuse. 4 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. 4 years old. And did you like it when it started? Because I know like a bunch of singers didn't actually like it when they started off.
Yeah, so my mom kind of introduced me to it. So she learned like classical singing as well and violin. So it was just kind of a thing I did. It's not that it's not like I didn't like it. I think I enjoyed it to an extent. Like, I'd practice and everything. Like when you're young, you kind of just do it because your mom tells you to. So it was kind of like a thing I just did, like another chore, you know. But it wasn't like I hated it or anything. Like it was fine. And then I guess like when you grow up a little and you have like school and other commitments, it gets kind of like hard to like practice as much. So like for a couple of years, I wasn't as invested as should be. Like I would just go to class every week, but it's not like I was like practicing a lot. And then I got more like serious, maybe like end of high school because I switched teachers at that time. So yeah, but I mean, it's been a journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy as well because I've seen how you progressed on TikTok. It's crazy.
Like, I would like to ask, like, how do you grow the passion for singing? Like, yeah, like how do you come to that?
So in terms of like a passion, I guess, so because I'm classically trained and like my family's very into it, or at least my mom's side of the family is super into it. So it's just kind of like something that's always been with me. So it's not like, it's always been like something like, you know, we have all these like other responsibilities and stuff like that, but like singing is always like another outlet. You know, I think a lot of people say this, but like it's just something else I can do. And I know I can, like, since I'm trained in it, like it's something that like I know how to do and I'm comfortable with. So there's that aspect as well. In terms of like recreational singing, like stuff I do on TikTok, which is not necessarily classical, it's just like random songs and stuff like that. It's just about listening and like I don't know, vibing with music. Like I always like listen to music all the time, right? So it's just about like, it's just enjoying it. And then because I like singing, like when I listen to music, my reaction is just to start singing it as well. So it's just about like enjoying it and having fun. So that's kind of what I do. But yeah, of course the classical side is a lot more like practice and more like rigorous stuff, which I don't really do as much as I should be. But yeah, that's a little more like a lot of classical singers would really dive in and like take it very, very seriously because a lot of them like want to be like professional.
You want to do
classical musicians. Yeah, exactly. So that requires like a lot of like dedication. For me, it's more so I'm still figuring out like, you know, where I want to go with this stuff.
I was about to ask you, what do you think is coming for you next? Because you mentioned.
Honestly, like really, I don't know. Like people, like when I go on live on TikTok, like people ask me too, like, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, I don't know, because some people like put out music, but I'm like, I don't really know how to do that. Like, because like the thing is like a lot of people, especially on like TikTok, a lot of these guys like are really good at like songwriting, but like as a classically trained musician, it's not something I learned how to do or really know how to do. Like I've never written a song before really, because you're always like singing like compositions that are really old and like already been composed before. So there's plenty of improvisation opportunities within classical music, but it's all like, it's a whole like different kind of thing versus like the whole singing songwriting kind of thing, you know? So I don't know. It'd be cool to like. I still definitely want to like do like classical singing at like once COVID like hopefully ends. Like I hope to like perform and stuff. Like I've done a couple performances prior, but I want to do like more, get more stage experience. And with like this like TikTok stuff and other stuff, I really know. I don't know what I'll do with that, but I'll continue it.
Yeah, for sure, man. It sounds pretty dope. Yeah. Do you get like online shows and stuff? Like considering it's all like COVID and all that.
Yeah, so I like a lot of my friends have been doing like online concerts and stuff like that. I actually haven't. I think like especially with the classical community, you need a lot of like connections. Like you need people you know, and then they'll set you up with a concert or something like that. So I haven't done any recently, but maybe. I've done like one performance, but like it wasn't really a concert. It was just like it was a one-off kind of thing. But
right.
Yeah.
When was this?
This one it was like a couple of weeks ago. It was for like this organization here, and they had an event where they had like classical singers from India, like they were performing like a full like 2-hour like concert or whatever. Wow. So they had like 3 people from Toronto, like do like a small song or like a short performance. It's kind of like an open air kind of thing. So I was one of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have plans of opening your own business in the future?
Not really. I don't know. I used to think like that when I was like back in like first year. I was like, ooh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, but I'm like, I don't know. Like it's a lot of effort. It's like, you know, so and a lot of risk too. I'm pretty risk averse, so I don't know.
But I think it would work out, dude. You could start off a management label for like musicians and stuff. It could totally
That'd be cool, actually. Yeah,
it would. Do you look up to anyone on TikTok? Like any?
So,
that's great. That's
they're
great.
all great.
What are you jamming to like right now? What's your favorite?
What I'm jamming to right now. Actually, so the funny thing is I'm actually like really like listening to a lot of K-pop right now, which is like completely different from what I'm usually listening to. Yeah. Like a lot of BTS, like a lot.
Oh my
god. Yeah, which is not I never ever listened to K-pop before. Like I just got into it like maybe like a month or 2 ago. So it's very, very different. I always listen to like for the past year or so, I used to listen to a lot of like Desi artists from the UK that like mixed with like they did like English Hindi type mixes.
Brown
like,
one day.
yeah, like that, or like you know Mickey Singh or Zach.
All right,
Knight.
Mickey Singh, yeah. Zach Knight. Oh my god, not crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's so catchy. It's so catchy. Like I don't know how to sing it because I don't know Hindi, but like I never know what they're saying. But like it's very very catchy. So
yeah, amazing.
I love driving to that music. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Like, are you planning on collabing with anyone? Do you have like what's your routine like? Cause like, walk me through your like basic day. Do you come back home and then practice at night, or what's happening like right now?
So like right now I work from home, so it's pretty cool. So I just get up, roll into work, and then so it's nice because there's no like commute or anything, but yeah, that's great. So like just work like 9 to 5, and then after that I'll like go on a walk or something, like just to like I listen to like podcasts or like listen to music or anything. Sometimes like because like I like to like they close some of the basketball hoops here, but I like to shoot hoops and stuff like that, so I do that. Then I'll come home. And then after that, like after I eat, and then it's just like TikTok stuff or like classical stuff. So that's when I kind of like sing and do stuff. So
this is like what time again? Give me like a time frame.
This is like around like maybe 8 p.m. onwards. 8 p.m. to like 10 p.m. 11 p.m. Depends, because my family likes to go to sleep early, so I can't be singing way too into the night. But yeah, and then like once a week I have my music classes on Skype with my teacher, so I do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you still train though?
It'd be better.
Yeah,
with a smaller group of students. Yeah.
For sure. What about the other kids who want to learn singing on their own? Do you have tips for them?
So the best way, in terms of singing, do you mean like any type of singing or like classical singing?
I think let's start with classical and then any type of singing. Why don't?
Sure. So for classical, the best way to probably do it is find a teacher, and there's many local teachers, or now everybody's doing online, especially with COVID and everything. So it's very easy to like Google like Carnatic teacher, or whether you want to do Carnatic Hindustani, doesn't really matter, but you probably find one online. They do have like a lot of people have like uploaded like basic lessons on like YouTube and stuff like that. So you can definitely like Google that and like find the basic lessons, and it's all the same kind of basic skills. So and they usually have like someone singing it, then you just like follow along. So you could definitely do that too. There's many like online resources now. So that would probably be the best way to start. Once you get those basics down, I would probably urge them to like find a teacher like as soon as possible, because you really want to like develop your voice culture and also the types of songs you learn. It'd be best if you learned it from a teacher. Like that's just how it was in the olden days, and you want to kind of carry that tradition as well. So like learning on your own is good for maybe like a little bit, but probably find a teacher as soon as possible, I think. And then from there you can switch teachers and move on. Like once you kind of develop your voice, you might find like a certain teacher doesn't really adapt to your voice as well. Like for example, if you're a male, especially if you're learning from a female teacher for a bit, you might want to switch to a male teacher, just because once you hit puberty and your voice changes, you might want somebody that relates to that a little better.
Guide
so
you
like
properly, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's up to you, but like everybody's journey is different. But now with online classes, it's very easy to learn now.
That's
but yeah. And in terms of like any other kind of singing, I mean, I guess I wouldn't really know the best way, just because I've been like trained classically since a young age. So like I feel like if I didn't do those classes, I would not be singing today. So literally it was just because of that. So any type of singing, I mean, I guess a lot of singing is just listening, I think.
Right.
If you're listening to music a lot, you kind of have a sense of, especially since when you're young, you kind of get conditioned to like how notes work and how a tune goes. If you're constantly just trying out stuff, you can very easily like pick up like how notes are supposed to sound and then get into singing that way. There's this guy on TikTok, I don't know if you guys know it. It's his name is Brindan. He's a Nepali guy. He does a lot of like Hindi covers and like Bollywood songs and stuff. But yeah, he's like, I heard him saying, and like he was like, yeah, I'm not even trained, like I just learned it. Like he didn't learn formally, he just kind of started singing. I'm like, well, that's really cool, because like I've never done that, I don't know if I would ever be able to do that, to be honest. So it's definitely possible, as long as you like listen a lot. If you just try out stuff on your own, maybe get a vocal coach here and there. But yeah,
it sounds insane, dude. If you're not classically trained and you can like get someone's attention, make it sound
exactly.
Insane. That's like the goal for everyone.
Exactly.
How do you train your vocals? Like, what do you usually do? What kind of exercises?
Okay, so there's a couple things you can do. One that's very important for like classical singing is called like akaram or aharam. You'll notice in like classical music, there's a lot of like things and stuff that goes on. So the idea is to like keep your voice very flexible, so it moves between the notes very quickly. So exercises for that, like there's, like I said, like when you first start learning, there's all these like basic exercises and scales. They don't change for anyone. They're all the same. So what you do is like you sing all of those with like ahs. And it's like, it's a little hard at first because you're used to like singing the actual note. When you're doing with like, you need a lot more control just to do it without actually saying something. So you can do it with you can do it like different voice syllables. So you do a little bit of that. You can do that in many different ragas as well. So you if you want to learn a new raga and get comfortable with the scale, you can do it. You can do that basic exercise in that raga too. So that's part of like kind of what I do. Other things, in terms of like voice stability and like breath control, you can just like pick a random note and then just try to hold it for as long as possible, keeping that like sound, like keeping a nice syllable, and just try to see how long you can hold it for. It just makes your voice really stable. And you don't have to, it's not like about like, I don't know what it is. Like on TikTok, they're super obsessed with like breath challenges. Like anytime I do a breath challenge, it does better. But I'm like, I don't even know, like I just do it for fun, but like, I don't know why people are so obsessed with it, like trying to hold your breath as long as possible. I don't think that's the goal in singing. The idea with singing is more like, do you know where to take a breath? Like, can you do it so that it's like seamless and it doesn't look like you're gasping for air? I think that's the more important thing. It's not really about like, how much can your lungs like hold, So, so like in terms of like singing a note for as long as possible, like it's not about, I mean, yes, you want to try to hold it as long as possible, but it's not so much like, how long can I hold it? It's more so like, is my voice stable when I'm holding it? If it's just shaking and doing like vibratos, obviously it's not stable enough. You want to just try and increase that. So those are two things that I do. Other stuff is just like singing like basic like compositions and stuff like that, or like and then plenty of like improvisation practice. A lot of the improvisation stuff comes with like just trying out different things, and it might sound like terrible when you're practicing, but like it's fine as long as you like learn to like explore and like generate new ideas. I think that's a lot of it. So yeah.
Are you a public speaker, by the way?
But yeah.
Can we hear you sing a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything you want to sing? Go for it.
All right. I'll sing a Sid Sriram song. It was in my head today, so it's in Tamil.
Go for it.
Or Tamil. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
மறுவார்த்தை பேசாதே மடி மீது நீ தூங்கிடு இது போல நான் காக்க கனவாய் நீ மாறிடு மயில் தோகை போலே விரல் உன்னை வருடும் மனப்பாடமாய் உரையாடல் நிகழும் விழிநீரும் வீணாக இமைதாண்ட கூடாதென துளியாக நான் சேர்த்தேன் கடலாக கல்லானதே மறந்தாலும் நான் உன்னை நினைக்காத நாளில்லையே இழிந்தாலும் என் அன்பு ஒருபோதும் yeah, that's all.
All right, good night, guys. Thank you. That was amazing, dude. That was amazing. So, guys, please check her out. I have a lot of other people who are trying out music for the first time, and not a lot of them can make it. And maybe sometimes they don't. They feel like they don't get the appropriate guidance per se. What kind of advice do you want to give them?
I would say, music is a journey for everyone. I feel like no matter how advanced you are, you're always still learning stuff every day. So don't just because you don't see success right away, don't give up. If you need guidance or whatever it is, depends on what it is. It could be really anything. Whether it's a teacher, whether it's you need a proper producer to produce your songs or something like that. Just keep putting yourself out there and keep keep singing, just whether it's for fun or whatever it is. And eventually, I truly believe if you're talented or if you have a spark of talent, somebody will come find it. Somebody will find it one day. Right. And I think you'll get what you deserve. And I think just enjoy it, and that's when people will truly come to you, I think. So
awesome. I forget. Yeah, I just want to know, what are some of the worst criticisms you've gotten?
I mean, a lot of the time I get it's funny because some people will be like, oh, you're rushing, you don't sing with enough feel. And then sometimes you'll be like, why do you look so weird when you're singing? Because I'm feeling it. I'm just I don't know how to win in these situations. Or they'll be like, oh, you spoil the song, or you make it too classical. I'm like, okay, but I swear I didn't add anything. I don't know what it is, but it's just a part of me. Yeah. So I don't know. So those are the kind of things.
I mean, yeah. I guess those are how you find out that you pretty much made it, right?
I mean, sure. They always say any press is good press. So
yeah, for sure you come by. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
And ma'am, please, ma'am, one la list for me, please.
Okay.
Thanks. I would love some.
All right. Let me try from that. Okay. काली रात जखड़ लूं ठंडा चांद पकड़ लूं ओ ये काली रात जखड़ लूं ठंडा चांद पकड़ लूं दिन रात के मेरे भेद का रुख मोड़ के मैं रख दूं तुझ संग बैर लगाया ऐसा. But yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna go cry and come back.
No.
Yeah. You made it to classical. No, I'm kidding. That was amazing.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
I actually had a question for you, if I may. I want to know, I think everyone's connection to music is very different. And for me, my connection is very unique, I feel. So how do you connect to music on a level where you're so passionate about it? And yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with just my classical upbringing, because that's just how I've known music for a long time. So the stuff I sing is like, I don't know. I feel like my mom sees it in a very religious way. I just see it in a more like, I just enjoy the songs, you know, like I just like the tunes. So I just want to sing it. So it's not like I even like any kind of music, across like any type of music. Some people pay attention to the lyrics a lot of the time. I'm not that kind of person. Like, this lyrics are great, and they obviously have like deep meanings and stuff like that. But I just really like the way stuff sounds, and if I like the way stuff sounds, I just want to sing it. And I just want to be able to, you know, it's more so like just exploring and seeing different things. It's like, oh wow, they can do that. Let me try to do that. So it's just like I just like exploring and like seeing what's out there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that answers the question, but like it's just like
it does.
I you know, I just like I like to listen to music a lot, or I try to like explore different things. And especially through TikTok, I've learned a lot more and seen a lot more songs, heard a lot more people sing, and see their styles and how they sing, and explore more genres. And so any way to like grow and like expand that knowledge is something that interests me. So that's just kind of how I see it, you know. The more I learn it, the better. So yeah.
That's
nice. Like I was about to ask you, do you like fusion type music, like English and Hindi mix?
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, it sounds really good. So I mean, like I love when people can blend different styles together. Sometimes like fusion is like people do the same things over and over again, like it's the same thing. So I love when people like really re-innovate the genre and like take it to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried like there's like, you know, there's some on TikTok especially, like people will just put like two songs together and just sing the one after the other and call it a mashup. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you didn't really do anything, but you know what, your voice is nice, so fine. Like, so I mean, like I think the people have like a love-hate relationship with fusion. Like it's like some people think you're not like doing anything to it. I don't really care. Like as long as like it sounds good, I'm fine, you know. But like I like to be different, so I just want to like do something original. That's just my thing. If I do something, I want it to be like something. I think the best way, especially with like TikTok and stuff, it's like what do you offer that other people can't do? Like if other people can do the same thing, like where's the
okay.
You know what I mean? Like what can I offer?
Something different,
yeah. So I mean, it doesn't matter because even the most basic mashups can like go viral on TikTok, so it doesn't really matter. But
yeah, the algorithm.
So,
yeah. For
yeah,
sure,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I can sing. Not really. Having a bit of a flu, so if it sounds a bit off, so I'm gonna sing a Varnam. I think you may know the Kalyani Varna. I'm just gonna go sing the whole. Sa 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 ni da ri sa ni da da pa ma ga ma pa da ni da ri sa ni da pa ma ga ma pa da ni sa ri ga ri sa ni ri sa ni da ni sa ni da pa ma ga ma pa da ni pa ma ga ni da da pa ma ga ri sa ni ri ga ma pa ga ma ni da ni pa Dani sari ga ri sani dani da ga ri sani da pa ma ga ma pa dani sari ni sani dani sani da pa ma ga ri sari sa pa ma da pa ni da ri sani dani da ga ri ni sa da ni pa dani sa ga ri sa ni da pa ma ga ri ga ma pa dani
Wow, that was amazing.
Amazing. I thought now Yuvina wants to say. Oh, you know.
See, an English song is so like off from the topic.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Like why not? Like just enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll sing "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus.
Ooh.
I start off from the chorus lah. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. Thank you.
Wow, I think Priya is crushing. Priya is crushing.
I love your voice.
Thank you.
It's crazy. She can't sing.
Yeah, I can't sing. The fact that everybody here knows how to sing except me.
Bro. Hey, I can't sing too. Don't worry. Because do you have that kind of feeling? You know, when someone sings so well, you just feel like going to the washroom and just running away. Do you get that feeling? I get that a lot. So I'm not sure if you guys get it. Like Stephanie, do you get it?
No.
You don't get it. You just like it's good songs, then you just like take it in. That's it. How can you not like?
I appreciate the song. I would replay it later and then try to sing it.
Right, try to sing it and fail.
Yeah. The thing is, I can't sing. I try my best, but then when I record myself and then I realize, oh shit, you're bad.
What do you want to give her? What do you want to advise her, Priya? What kind of advice would you give her?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like singing is like a learned skill. Like I feel like everybody can like sing to an extent. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like even if you feel like, you know, some people go like, oh, I'm tone deaf or whatever. Like literally, I don't know like Western terms that well, so I don't really know the best way to like advise you like in that way. But in terms of like singing, if you're really interested, you can obviously get a vocal coach that would help you figure out like where you're missing a note or something like that. Like that would help. If you just want to learn on your own, I would say like, this is even true for like classical singing, but like portioning, like really breaking down into like certain like if it's a riff or whatever, like just a line of a song, even if sometimes I don't know where the tune is going or something like that. So I'll just like break it down, sing it part by part, and then kind of try the whole line or something like that and see if I'm matching like the pitch or whatever the tune of the original. So that's kind of stuff I do. I recommend. I don't know. I'm not really great with like musical terms and stuff like that. So yeah.
Do you want a coach, Stephanie? Because I can find you one like right now on the same call. If you want one, I can get you a PayPal. Okay, just kidding.
It's not a bad thing because like you don't keep things in your heart, so like you won't feel it in the future.
That's what I feel like is my problem, because like maybe I don't take things too seriously, so people like tend to step on my head and go. Maybe the song came out in 2012, so I was 13 at that time. That time I was still like tak pernah masuk. I mean, pernah masuk TV lah, but then tak pernah go for any interview, like very formal interview, you know. So when they called me for this interview called Bila the Girl, it's in Astro Vanuil.
Every morning.
So,
yeah,
every morning. So when they called me for that, I was like dead nervous. I was not nervous, I was scared, like scared to death, you know, like that. I even cried the day before. I told my father, you sit next to me while I do my interview. If I cannot answer, because that time my Tamil all like, my Tamil damn teruk lah. Really, I cannot even talk, you know.
Oh my God.
So I told my father, you sit next to me. They ask me a question, I cannot answer, you cover up, like that.
Really?
So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So my father will be like, answer it. Then I'll be like,
it reminds me of, you know, when you are young and then you go to the doctors with your parents. So your parents is sitting next to you and they like talk to the doctor.
yeah, something like that lah. Because I was very scared. I cried, you know, and just like
cried.
15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes before life. Believe me or not, I cried. I bawled my eyes out, you know, like they asked me to wear my specs. My spec was so much nerd one, you know, last time.
Dude,
so
I
wore
can't.
the specs and I just like covered my very like conspicuous. Yeah, she plays the drums.
All right.
And she used to go for Bharatanatyam lah last time.
Oh, okay.
And then my youngest sister, she is in the industry as well. She's the more famous.
I heard Zara told me that she's famous among like the Malay demographics, and you're in more the Indian side.
Yes, but in family means she's the most famous lah.
The whole family. Wow.
Yeah, so she's very active in the Malay industry. She's acted in you know Oh My English telemovie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oh My English. I remember that.
Acted in the telemovie lah, Oh My God.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
And then she also She also interviewed Tun M and Sruthy.
Oh, right. I think I've seen that video. Yeah, I've seen it. It was famous, right? They got viral.
Yeah. Yes.
So how do you segregate your time well? What do you usually do? How do you see? What do you prioritize? What a question.
It's a question that I get almost like every time I go.
Summarize it, because we get the same answer all the time.
No, it's, let out everything that you cannot normally say.
Be really blunt.
I usually say the same thing because it's the truth lah. Like whenever I got time, I'll sing. I practice.
Okay.
But then most of the time school time. I'm just talking about school time. School time or like uni when I'm supposed to be studying, I study lah. When I got time to sing, I'll sing. When I got time to do covers, I'll do. But sometimes I cannot control one. Sometimes I will over sing. My studies all macam tunda like I procrastinate a lot lah.
Right. Yeah, that's
17, end of 17, 18 years old, and you're like, maybe I should have put more thought in my decision in the past.
You don't know when I got it. Sometimes when I like I like get so tired of law, I'll be like, maybe I should have just like lepak kejap and then think properly, then only masuk.
I feel that. But like, I guess what's done is done. That's just
there's no
deal with our lives.
Especially now, I'm reaching like my end already, so like
you're gonna be done.
There's no like so. Habiskan. You got this one.
Hi there, your sister told us about you.
Yeah, she's very proud of you. Like
she loves you.
I mean, she is supposed to love you, but yeah, she loves you.
I mean, yeah.
I can see.
I'd say like, don't stop trying, because you never know. I see now like whatever you post, one video is going to letup. Like somehow one video will letup, and then like you should you keep trying until you see which one like memang the video letup then you continue with that sort of like content I think you memang can work out in the industry.
Nice. Don't give up lah.
Yeah, even if you don't make it in the industry, make your own industry.
Yeah, correct.
You call this person who commissioned you for this, and then you say, listen, I think I found something. And then you drop the curtains and you play the song. And he says, no, man, I was thinking something with some electronic beats or, something like with the, and then all of a sudden there are two ways that you can react to this. You can either go, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Or the other way is get out. Leave. And what I realized that was that with music, I couldn't transact it. I just couldn't. Sometimes if it was like, I remember doing this documentary and it had, I was scoring for it, and it had a lot of distressing imagery of dead animals, slaughter and stuff. It was about the meat industry and stuff. And this director comes and he's speaking to me and he's telling me about, he said he didn't give me any brief, which was great. Like sometimes that's the best thing when you just interpret it and you allow yourself to feel it. And I made these, chose certain ragas, and I made this sort of Carnatic sort of soundscape for it. And I was going through that footage for so long. It really, had some kind of serious effect on me. And I wanted him to hear it. And sometimes I used to just play that music and like you'd see your eyes well up just because of the kind of rags you've chosen and stuff. It really emotionally shifts you. And when I played it to this guy, he was like, no, it's too soothing. It's too soothing. The imagery is distressing. I want people to feel uncomfortable. I want people to be discomforted by these scenes. I said, I think you can do that without the music. I mean, it's already discomforting. And to further make it feel that it just doesn't, I don't know. So then I was like, you know what, let me give it a shot. And I did it. I went ahead and I did compose the really unhappy spaces in music, and then that's what he finally took with him. But I was left so vacant with that feeling. Like I was like, I don't think this is working for me. Like as a musician, every single time something like this happens, maybe I was too young for it, I don't know, but it just felt like I can't fashion it for someone else because it's too much a part of who I am. So I ended up going to my second most favorite thing to do, which is cameras. And and that stuff, is more about capturing what's in front of you rather than going inward and pulling something out. And it felt more like, oh, okay, I can paint with light, I can paint with fabrics and faces and voices, and any story can be told in 100 different ways, and I can kind of customize it to the people that I'm making the story with. So filmmaking became that, and so musically, there is a part I always say that I kind of buy my soul back when we make the songs. Like I might end up making something for someone else. Like say we make a McDonald's commercial, you're not making art there, but and one can say that you sell your soul to make that commercial, but then I'm going to buy it back with making music, that matters. That is not fashion for selling. And then you support stuff like that. You support Western classical recitals around in your community. You go show up, you support people. You go up to the player and you shake their hands and you say, "That was amazing. I'm going to be back for your next gig." And that's basically what you do when you want the spirit of choosing music that's not popular or a genre that's not popular, or because people often mistake popularity with success.
Yeah,
it's something like which is what's happening even more with social media. Like you look at followers and you think, oh, he must be successful or she must be successful. But
happens a lot in TikTok.
So it's a big thing to understand that it's important to understand that there's this line that they say, if you want to read somebody's mind, watch what they do.
Right.
If you look at their deeds, you can read their mind.
That's
so it's really just, at the end of it, it's really about what are you doing with your time, and what are you doing with all of the opportunities, or all of the stuff, like their tangible time. What are you doing with your hours, or when you're awake? And now there is I constantly think about the pre-COVID years, and I wonder if I wasted them away, and should I have done something more? Because half the time that's what I'm thinking about. Like, oh, there's such a thing now called the pre-COVID years. Oh crap.
Yeah, and you mean like the normal
So
years.
long story short, man, filmmaking is, I think it's another hemisphere. It's another corridor in your head, and it's a little bit more like filmmaking is a lot more team playing than experience. But reading a book is your personal experience. So I'd say that on some level, when you make music, you're kind of on your own. But when you make films, you're making it with everyone around you, and you're really the ringmaster of the whole thing. So they're feeding off you. They're looking at you for answers, and they're just following your. So that part of it doesn't really. It shows more about your reflection of communication, much more than music genres or anything like that. Like 99 Songs was a very it had layers of psychological narratives embedded within real life events that are influencing you, and there's things like memories and past and childhood, and there's a lot of this is all the stuff is really psychology, and that needed a certain guidance with the score, and metal is not necessarily what I would have chosen anyway.
Right. But to be fair about it, if there was like a chance for you to put in like a metal score inside, would you have done it?
In 99 Songs?
Yeah.
99 Songs? I think I kind of did with some of the parts visually. I did, like the influences, especially with Sophia's like where she bleeds color, like when she turns into a sort of a colorless person. Yeah, so that really was I would say it's influenced by metal, like the art form of extreme music. A lot of stuff that visually that you saw, especially Jwalamukhi, was metal as hell for me. So I mean, I don't think that sound wise, I think it would be too. I think the teeth are too bare in terms of like the way it's the music itself, like metal as music, but metal as like just a clenched fist. Yeah, that was there in the film.
Right, in the soul. So yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. But like now seeing how it's turned out. Wait, how has it changed for you? Like after 99 Songs, how's everything different now for you?
You mean like personally or like professionally? Like,
let's do both.
You know, they say that you should never finish a film without, or you should never conclude a story without having started another story. They usually, it's always it's advice that, you know, I stand by, because you know, that there is a part of you that is consumed by this thing you're making, and it's living inside you. And then when it's done, it's like a vacuum has been created within you. So all you think about is the absence of it now. And which is why they generally advise you that when you're in your final stages of finishing something, take some time to decide what you want to do next. And before you finish it, just maybe keep a folder on your desktop and call it something. Call it Project A. Call it the next one. Call it whatever. It doesn't have to have the name it's eventually going to get. But make that folder and fill it up with scribbles or whatever. Like, or keep a shelf and you bought a book or two that you want to, you know, maybe you want to make something on ballet or something. Like, you know, read something about ballet or make friends with someone who knows. You know, but begin the process, because if you leave yourself to that vacuum, it will suck you in. It is a black hole, especially for creative people to accept the fact. Like, and I'm saying this specifically as a director, because as any other part of the unit, you spend 1/50th the amount of time with a project. As an actor, you spend 30 days on the project. As a director, you've spent more than 24 months on a project. So you live with it. It lives with you. It's like letting go of a kid, you know, and it's like, or it's like fostering a puppy and then watching it go. You are going to feel its absence. It's inevitable. You are going to feel that, oh my God, it's not there. And as much as, you know, it feels like, oh, it's great. And social media is like is having like a hip flask, man. It's really, it's like you're constantly swigging this thing that you're getting addicted to. You shouldn't be, but it's constantly there, and you don't understand how insidious its effects become, because it's affecting you and what you think when you sit to write or when you sit to make. You're governed by all this shit, you know, that you shouldn't be. Like the greats were never governed by that. Fellini never knew what people thought about it. You know, Ray never knew what people thought about. He didn't give a shit. He was making music, or he was making films. Like, you know, it is important to understand that at some level you need to block yourself out with what the world thinks, because it doesn't matter. The world doesn't know better. The world prefers not to wear a mask when they go out. I mean, you can't, you know what I mean? So it's like, so it's, you have to understand that it is your responsibility as a creator to start forming opinions or perspectives into what you're interested in. And perspectives don't come in completion. They form themselves word by word. They don't come in sentences. They come in, like, you know, scattered epiphanies. Like, it doesn't all come at once. And you need to know that it's really a permanent exploration of different subjects in your own personal, it's like making a thesis. You know, I don't know if you guys know someone that's done a PhD, or people that do PhD are some of the most miserable people you'll meet in your life. They're also some of the most intelligent people you meet in your life. But they are miserable because they understand that they cannot be working with the weak assumptions that have already been placed in front of them. They need to make something out of that. You know, you can't chop apples up and say, oh, here, I made something. You didn't make anything. This is what tricky. Because you're already committing to the closure of something before you've even begun, and it in some way, I think, or there were some days where she had to be both. So I would have to tell her like 10 days in advance, like from 9 a.m. to noon, you need to be happy.
Wow,
everything's fine. And then afternoon, this has happened in her life. So I would try and give them a couple of hours in between to and the bigger problem was friendship, actually, because what happens is filmmaking is so surgical that if you're great friends on set, right, if you're friends with everybody, then you tend to laugh and, you know, it's like hanging out. And then, you know, so you'd hang out, you'd have a meal, and like while you're packing up, you're like, okay, I got to get to work. You say that, right? Like, so it's like, okay, I got to go be miserable now. So it's you can't switch it on and switch it off. So there were times where, and I had this specifically with Rahul Ram, because he's the jolliest guy you'll ever know. He's a really merry guy. And there used to be days where I would keep one assistant just to make sure Rahul Ram doesn't hang out with Ihan or Tenzin today.
Wow.
You keep them away, because at the minute, like there were times, like I remember this happened at some of the scenes right at the cliff. The shot of the cliff. Right. Yeah. So I had really revved up Ihan into the state of mind. And because it's really far apart, right? My camera is like 30 feet away. So I would talk to Ihan, and then I'm going back up to the camera. And then by the time I've turned, Rahul Ram and Ihan, and they're giggling. Then, like, I'd be like, I don't go to the walk. She's like, what the fuck is he? I'm killing. Can someone just say? And there used to be times where I would just like, and the thing is, Rahul is such a chiller. Like, he's so fun to hang out with. He's constantly singing, and he's got, you know, he's reciting poetry, he's giving you anecdotes. He's got like some 9 dogs. So he's full of stories. Right. You know, and he talks about and he's like, he's an amazing guy to hang out with. Right. And he's like a Cornell University PhD and everything. You know, so he's got a wealth of knowledge, and you can't like you can't help yourself but get into these really lengthy discussions. And he's very funny. So, you know, you end up, and then Ihan would be like, oh, just a second, right? I'm gonna have to go. And then he'll be standing at the edge of the cliff, and he's smiling, thinking about something he said. And I'm like, okay, break for 5. And I'm like, fucking keep Rahul Ram away from him, guys. Or people who build bridges, or people who make buildings or elevators. Now, thank God for the guy that made the elevator, because he thought everything through. Right. Right. So you're kind of making an elevator, and there might be incredible things happening, you know, above and below, on the sides, and all sorts of shit. But, you know, it's great when someone tells you that, oh, do you know that you just climbed, you know, so many 100 feet in 83 seconds? And, you know, you're like, oh, really? Yeah, because it's got all of these little graphite things. And I'm like, oh, that's great. You know, that's genius. But, you know, it's great when you know it, but you don't need to know it. All you need to have is a working elevator. Like, right. There's nothing wrong with watching films just for entertainment. But as people who decide to make films, I think you should care a bit more, because it just makes it a bit more enriching for the people that get, not everyone's going to get affected, but some people are going to get really affected. Like, there have been times, like, you know, like I played in a band that is not tremendously popular, but there used to be time where I'm putting my laptop in a tray, you know, at the airport. I'm putting it into, you know, all my stuff, and I'm just pushing that in, and there's a guy will tap my shoulder, and he's like, are you that guy from Scribe? and I'll be like, oh, indeed I am. He's like, man, your second album got me through engineering.
Wow.
And, you know, suddenly, like, that's why I do it. I you know, it's not for the Instagram followers, but it is because one guy somewhere, it really resonated. And that's enough. That's really enough. That's actually what it is. And you can assume that that's happening. You can assume that that's happening with a YouTube video. So forget films. You put a YouTube video out and you tell someone, you know what to do with how you peel eggshells off an egg easily. Let me tell you how, and you can change a person's life with that video. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But you should make that effort as a person that's making the stuff. It is important for you to think things through as deep as you care, and if you like it, if you like films that have done that to you, which I am, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of like Hidetaka Miyazaki and Fellini and Tarkovsky, and there are times where I think about films that have been made decades ago, and they still hit me like a wrecking ball. And I hope that maybe, in 2021, no one might care, but maybe in 2071, someone spotted that and said, shit, I want to be a filmmaker. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Do you ever go out?
What am I, coronavirus?
Danger is keeping you at home even longer. That's no way.
I do. In fact, it's difficult for me. Like, my life oscillates between being outside for too long and being indoors for too long.
Right.
What does too long mean?
He needs to go back home to think.
Too long outside means I've forgotten what my room looks like, and too long indoors means a cabin fever.
Oh my, that's a long time.
The sky is blue.
It's actually the occupational hazard of filmmaking, because you'll be somewhere where there's no phone network. You'll be in a valley, in a jungle, in the middle of the sea, or somewhere underground filming something for months at an end, and then you'll be stuck in a studio that's like 14 degrees Celsius for months at an end. So it's filmmaking. It's what it is. And sometimes I really miss the the studio spaces with all the machines around, and sometimes I really miss getting being in a jungle and like finding a stick and then looking for a nice location and waiting for the sun to go behind that cloud, and like, exposure is perfect, roll guys, stuff is space. But it's you wait for both with equal eagerness.
The sun part though. Wait for the sun to go. The cloud's coming. Okay, shoot, go, action.
Yeah.
That's fun.
In fact, so much of 99 songs, I think more than 60% of 99 songs is natural light.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's just the interiors where there was a lot of control with the camera. It was mounted on or rigged on something that was stabilized. That had a lighting setup that we would spend a couple of days on, and we know where people are going to be. And most times we know that there weren't too many people. Like when it concerns the Red Mascara, you know that your eyes are always on Lisa.
Right.
And everything else is just kind of like moving machinery. So we used to keep moving people around depending on where the shot is. And I'd get a movement in and be like, okay, so we always had a stand-in for Lisa, who was actually one of the dancers. Her name was Sruthy. She was excellent. And she was actually one of the dancers around Lisa, but I used to use her as the one who used to actually map her movement out. And then we know that that's where our camera goes. And then figure out what the people around her are doing.
Right.
So those spaces, it was controlled lighting. But most of the other spaces, exteriors, everything was natural light. Nothing. Barely did anything other than like NDs and
Wow. Isn't it really difficult to just use natural lighting?
I prefer it. I mean, I come from documentary filmmaking, so I prefer it above everything else. I hate adding my sun. I hate the sun when it's when it's come out of a truck.
Right.
It just doesn't look like the sun. I mean, the sun is like billions of like miles away, and it bounces off all of these buildings and trees, and then that's why it looks. It like looks so perfect on human skin, and then they suddenly, you put an HMI or you put a freaking, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, it doesn't look the same to me. So I put people through hell. I wake them up at 3 a.m. to make sure that the crew is ready at 5, and then the minute the sun's peeping out of the sky, we roll it. Where things are a bit like, I hope they're proud of me, and I hope they're
right,
and all of that. Like, so I think it's more about keeping in touch and remembering things, like remembering that it's your I don't know, it's your cousin's birthday, I hope you wish them, and make sure that today is a festival day, so wear something nice, or buy some sweets and give it to the neighbors, that kind of stuff. Like, he cares more, both my folks actually, they just care about well-being more than anything else. We don't really discuss work too much. He's always been really okay since it wasn't great. Like in the beginning, they weren't actually on board with me pursuing anything creative.
Well, I actually wanted to ask about that, because coming from Asian, we're all Asian here, Indian.
Yeah. Forget the arts. The first thing I did was singing, scream in a metal band. My folks are You know, so that's what I'm telling my parents I want to do. And then like he looks at, you know, the paper. Sometimes he used to come in the paper, and he used to look at that, and he used to sometimes say, "Tell me something. What's with the skulls?" And then because I had this friend of mine he's a flautist, one of the best flautists I've ever, you know, heard in my life. And he used to come to my house, and so when he used to come, I used to kind of play his finger picking, really, you know, it used to sound really beautiful. And my parents used to say, "See, now that is music."
Oh, come on.
So every time I used to do stuff that you know, they couldn't understand, they would be just like, I don't know why, you know, when you can do this, I don't know why you do that. So so there was a point where they didn't really side with the fact that the creative arts was actually what I might be what's the word I'm trying to think of, like a word that, no, I mean like above average at, or that I'll work it out. I'll work it out, you know, because it's not a field that works like getting a job in a company or something. You know, you're sort of like on your own. You build your community, and then you work, and you know, it's almost like it's a bit like running a business, and you're the business. So so they were not very sure, because I come from like a Tambram family that's got academics as like the singular holy grail.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't tell you why, you know, become doctor, lawyer, that is.
Of course they did. I mean, like the beginning, it was excruciating to even explain. Everything that I was good at was actually distractions for them.
Right.
Like if I was good at so like when I was in the 7th standard, my voice cracked, and I used to sound like this when I was like in the 7th standard. I was what, like 12 years old.
Whoa.
13.
Wow.
And so I could call up people and sound like their dads at that time, which I did a lot. So so what used to happen was my principal used to often give me like a printout and call me to the intercom, to the microphone, and say, "Can you read this out on the intercom?" So I started doing that a lot. I would constantly be given something to read out. So oration became a thing, you know. And I started doing a lot of stuff at a microphone over and over again since I was 12 years old. And I used to keep coming, people used to keep coming saying, "You should get into broadcast. You really should get into broadcast. You should get into radio, or you should get into something that needs you to be behind a microphone." And I used to, I wasn't into sport, but I had a knack for commentary. So I used to like try and commentate my school matches.
Wow.
And do shit like that. Just freewheeling, just a little bit of you know, riffing here and there. And it's not like I had any insightful things to say about the sport, but I could say some silly things, you know. And I continued doing that, and I started getting offers in that realm. You know, I started getting called for more voice work and things like that. And my parents would keep thinking, "Why are you so obsessed with these distractions?"
Wow.
And there was a time where I played like a Cupid kind of character in a play, and I played like a 45-year-old man. I was not even 14 at the time, and they did this makeup on me, and I had to trick my voice and speak like this, you know. So I had to do that role, and I did that. And for a lot of people, they didn't realize that it was a 14-year-old guy playing the role. And then later, when, you know, a lot of people came up, and my parents were sitting right there. And this was like, I think I was in the 9th standard, and I had my 10th standard exams after that. And 10th standard, as you know, is like the first ring of fire.
Right.
So I finished the play, and I can see my parents sitting in the audience, and I had to walk up to them, right? And they were sitting kind of waiting for me so that we, you know, to collect me and we can go home. And as I was walking up to them, there's all these guys coming up and like they're congratulating me and saying, "Oh, that was amazing, you know, that was great how you did it." And for me, I'm like getting, "Oh, validation. Oh, this is amazing." And then I reach my folks, and my mother tells me, "So have you had your fill now?"
Oh
my God.
So now can we focus on the fact that you're in your metric year and you have an exam to write next year, the most important exam of your life? And I was like, "Did you say I was that?"
Never mind.
it's like I would never claim, no matter how good I am, I would never. And the line that he says, you know, when she says, "Do you play classical music?" He says, "For people who don't know classical music, I do play classical music."
Okay.
But for people who know classical music, I don't have a ball to play in front of them. So
yeah, now it makes sense. Now it's all linking up.
so jazz is actually classical music with all the rules broken. You need to be better than classical musicians to be able to play jazz, because jazz is like crip walking or whatever, you know. It's like one of these like b-boy dancers that you see that have the robot, like it's everything. It's like it's being able to, and there are no compositions per se. Like one guy can start and then you just kind of have to start synchronized parts with him. So jazz became it's also something that came from AR, to be perfectly honest. AR had a thing about saying that when I started playing, I used to think about jazz, and I was like, I used to listen to jazz, but I always knew that it's like, no matter how much I try, I can't be Michael Jordan or LeBron, you know. I mean, jazz was on some level like that. Like I can't do that. So I'm gonna try and play the best guitar I can, but I know that jazz is a human impossibility for me. So if a location guy says that, "Hey man, listen, I don't want people finding out that I'm giving this place out to shoot." They're like, okay. Or some guy will be like, "I'm gonna let this, but I want 3 more shoots in this spot." Like, okay. Now you know what he wants.
Yeah.
So you're like, I get it, but see that's the thing. It's not about any one thing. It's about a means to an end.
Right.
What you want is, you want that place, you want that shot, you want the piece of that, and you're like, I got what I want. And it's not like you're gonna fight with that guy. It's like, I don't give a shit. I'm shooting it whether, yeah, try me, man, try me. What are you gonna do? It's not, that's not gonna work. It's just going to make it harder for you. But there's a lot of people that act like that, who will act like that with you.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is, it's not, you have to understand that people are trying to protect something when they talk like that. It's not about you. But which is why I'm saying that a lot about it is really rising on getting and understanding what you're doing in this system. So you got to keep looking at, figures like deans and parents and stuff like that, where you've seen them tackle a situation like this, and just understand that that's what you're doing right now. You are a parental figure, you're a dean figure, so you need to act the part, or you gotta like work it out and like have your counsel, have your discussion with whoever, like, how do I deal with this? Like, there were times where there was some deals that were done, that I was not aware of, and I was not happy with the deal that was cracked in terms of what I was getting on set every day. And I needed 6 more things, but the deal's already been cracked and I can't do anything about it. So, I have to respect the fact that I can't change that deal now, and this is what I'm going to get. So now there's 2 ways of doing it. I can either create, like, ram my fist on the table and be like, what the fuck is going on? How did this happen? And all of that. But all I know is that if I do that, it's just going to be one other thing for me to solve tomorrow.
Right.
Oh.
And I'm just thinking about, what do I do? So, I try and say, okay, give me 15 minutes, and you take one guy from your team and you're like, let's break the shots down. What do we need? What gear do we have? And then you just make a thing and then like really micro solve it. And like, okay, make this as the plan. These are the things we need. Mount that thing. Let's get to work. And if I can, and then meanwhile, I'm writing an email on my phone saying, hey, I really need this piece of equipment. I'm willing to let go of some shit that's coming, but I need this piece of equipment. Can we find a way to do that?
Right. And
if it really gets bad, I just CC ARM.
Wow. Okay.
That's another thing. That's your finishing move. So you don't overuse it.
Yeah.
Right.
There'd be a lot of times where I would just call up AR. I'm like, I need this, and he's like, okay. He never stopped. He never stopped, because it's like he would say, ask for what you want. It's their problem. They have to give it to you, but it's not. It is my problem.
Right.
So, but then there are times where I needed something and I was not getting it from the system, and I would just call them up and be like, can you just please get this? Like, just send an email, or I used to send an email saying, I need this. AR Rahman's in CC, so it's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
That's the one question that people would continuously keep asking, right? Does it have 99 songs? And my answer used to, I had like the staple answer, the rehearsed answer. I was like, have you seen 127 hours? And they'd be like, yeah. Like, was it 127 hours long? And there will be a time where someone's going to come and say, listen, man, what you're able to do is extraordinary. How are you able to do it? That's it. And just work on craft, because it takes a lot of time to become really good. And don't count the hours. Like, don't count the songs. Just keep writing.
Right.
What a punchline.
All right. See you guys. I better not be late for that. So see you guys. Mine was really fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this is just going somewhere else in a public platform, and you're gonna hear that first. Yeah.
Right.
So it's crazy. Like I've seen you, like your series got really viral, the Vaishnavi one, right?
Yeah. Really don't know. Yeah.
Bro, tell me how that started, man.
Okay. So it actually was an accident. Like really, like the first episode, right? If you look back at the very first episode, it was just supposed to be a skit. Supposed to be a skit of a girl who complains to the teacher. And I think that's relatable in any school, any country. Like there'll always be one girl who's being bullied by boys.
Right.
And then, she complains to the teacher. So I think then people in the comments say, okay, can we have part 2 of the teacher scolding the boys? And I was like, okay, sure, I could do that. And then next thing you know, people wanted more. And then I decided to inject like a love drama inside. And then things took its own turn.
Yeah.
In a very unconfident manner. I don't know how to use it. Yeah.
Unconventional. Yeah. But the way you say things makes it really funny on the series as well. I was gonna ask you, there's one thing that's been on my mind, man. Like forget everything on like TikTok. But you as an individual, man, you keep smiling all the time. Doesn't your jaw hurt or something? You keep doing it all the time.
It hurts lah, but like I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. Smiling is infectious, right? Like if you smile, naturally someone should smile back.
Wow. And you live in Singapore.
Yeah. And all the more, like we're in a current situation where everyone's all wearing their masks.
Right.
So on screen, I just want to make people smile. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I keep forgetting that we all see. But like, how's your TikTok journey been, man? You just reached like 100K. So how's it like now?
I think it's definitely been very, very life-changing, rewarding. So many words, but so cliche also. But I would say it's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I wouldn't be talking to you, right? If I hadn't been on TikTok. So
fair point.
I guess like I recognize that this is something that I've been gifted. It's a gift, and I feel like I want to just like use that gift to the fullest potential. Like everyone in this world has a gift, and for me, I believe it comes from God, and this is a gift that I have, and I would just want to be God's instrument. And I think, just seeing how tremendous this journey has been, it's just a reflection of like how amazing God is. And I think whatever I do, I always want to just like do it for His glory. Yeah.
Amazing.
Physical changes.
Like, how do people basically react to you now? And like, are you getting more offers? Are you getting stuff coming your way?
Yeah. So I mean, there's that aspect as well, and I think I'm really thankful and privileged to be given such opportunities.
Right.
And I'm just like very, I don't know. I just feel like so undeserved why you ask me to promote, and I'm just like, okay, sure, I try my best, and. Yeah, but I think also now, I guess the question will be, how do I balance? Yeah, because I'm still a student. I have a full-time job, and then I have these coming. I have these side projects, and it is. I guess it is a good extra income, and it will help me pay off like my school loans and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I just really need to learn how to portion my time. That's the struggle that I face now. Yeah. cautioning
I
myself.
see.
Yeah.
But I like how you strategize your time really well because you do a lot of the stuff on Sundays, right?
Yeah. So now content creations on Sundays. Yeah.
Awesome. So it's like, so you work on Monday to Saturday, or is like Saturday a free day for you?
So Saturdays, okay, so in my business, right, like I meet clients and my clients have their own schedules, they're working adults as well. So they tend to be more free on the weekends. So Saturdays I also go to work, or I would meet people on Saturdays, That's right. I know, but the good thing is that on weekdays, I get to chill out more.
Right.
I get to like sleep in a lot more and stuff like that,
For sure, man. Like your TikTok is just going, it's continuing. But what new content are you like looking forward to posting?
Yes, what's next?
Oh yeah, I think new content. I think that's something also, I'm still trying to think about it. I haven't finished the Vaishnavi series. I think maybe once I officially wrap up that series, then maybe I will look at other ones. But right now, I still do have some recurring series that I can just pick up where I left off.
Right.
So I have like the bilingual one, then I have like the army series, because Singaporeans, guys, we all need to go NS. So
NS.
There's a lot of relatable content there.
Right.
Yeah. And
Were you in NS? You in NS?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
How was it though?
Honestly, for me, I had such a pleasure. I had such a good experience. Like the early stages were, of course, very difficult. But then after, you kind of ease into it, you get promoted, you get your ranking, and then things start to get better. Yeah. So I really enjoyed my national service journey. Yeah.
Singapore right now, like there are a lot of issues I've heard, right? Social issues coming up and racism and all that.
I think it's always been around now. It's just that now it seems to have surfaced up again. It has only surfaced and it's all the more fresh and raw because there were recent incidents or recent states of incidents relating to very racial discrimination or racial, just like xenophobia, stuff like that. Yeah, so I think, and I think like definitely it's a conversation that's always been talked about. Yeah, and it's good that we're talking about it, but hopefully, it's not just talk, but there's actual change.
There are a lot of like content creators coming up now. If they were to come to you for advice or something that you could like share, what would you tell them?
I think like very important to understand why you're doing this. Why are you doing this? Because like I think don't ever start. Don't let your goal be wanting to get X number of followers. Don't let your goal be saying, "Oh, I want to be famous." I think those goals are very materialistic, and also very. It can cause you to just keep striving for numbers. I think instead of doing that, really find out, have a broader goal saying, maybe I want to make a difference. I want to educate people out there. I want to make people smile. Let that be your premise and let that be your goal for whatever you're doing. So that whatever you do, it should be for that goal. Yeah, because the moment you say, I want to be famous, then whatever you do will be just because you want to get fame. And,
for sure.
Yeah. So definitely, that's my advice, and especially a lot of young kids nowadays they want to be known, and I mean who doesn't? Who doesn't want to be known? They want to be known, but I think there's also the expense, like how far the lengths that you will get to be known.
Right, for sure.
I think getting too much attention at a young age can also be damaging to a certain extent. So I would really say this is a double-edged sword. So are you okay with your life being more open now in the public? People will be watching you, more eyes are on you, stuff like that. So I think there's a trade-off. There's a real trade-off. But always remember why you started, and just keep reminding yourself every step of the way. Because it's very easy to let it get to your head, and then you start going to the cloud, and then you think you're somebody, and then the way you treat people also start to change, and I've seen that happen to a few friends, and it's sad because what happens then after is that they let their guard down, or they do something stupid, and then they fall that quick. They fall. Like you can take how long to rise? You can take so long to rise, but all it takes is just one day for you to crash. Yeah. So yeah, that's my advice.
What are some of the like worst criticisms you've gotten?
Okay, so I think like ever since I started dabbling and doing more of my content pertaining to my language, my mother tongue,
right?
There were a bit of there were some people, actually quite a handful of people that didn't quite like it. They didn't quite like the way that I was using the language. They feel like, because if you don't know how to speak, you shouldn't speak the language.
Right.
And people still have sentiments like that. But I'm glad it's a lesser of the majority. It's a small few people that they just want to gatekeep that language. And for whatever reason, I try to empathize, I try to be in their position. And I guess for them, they cannot bear to see this language being spoken in this manner.
Right.
So for that, I said, okay, I register your point, but I don't think we should also just discourage someone from using the language entirely. Because Tamil may mean something to you, but Tamil also means something to me. It's also part of my identity.
Right.
So why are you telling me that I shouldn't speak a language which, I was brought up in,
Yeah.
It's just that maybe I didn't get that kind of exposure to the language like you did, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think for a lot of people, a lot of Tamils, they face this thing where the people of the older generation tend to gatekeep that language and or make fun of them. Never mind, you just talk English, you don't talk Tamil. And I think that just discourages people from speaking their mother tongue. Yeah, so I felt like, I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to, it's okay, it's my weaker subject, but I'm still going to speak it. Yeah. And I think it's through speaking that I can get better.
Yeah, that's how you learn. Right.
Yeah.
On a brighter note, have you ever gotten any messages or like comments that kind of touch your heart?
Yeah, definitely. And, yeah, I think it's always been warms my heart when someone texts me, hey, that video that I did made their day, or has kind of like brought them through brought them out of a tough period of their life, because they would just like be entertained. And I think for me that's priceless. Just like, a simple video which I just shot 60 seconds at home, right, has so much ripple effect that it brings families laughter, it brings like people entertainment. I think that's super powerful, really, really.
Yeah.
And I just feel so honored that I get to be a joy bringer, a smile bringer to people. Yeah.
Let me add a little bit of planta. You made our day, bro, today. You made our day today.
Until recently, I didn't know what planta meant. So yeah.
Oh, okay. How do you find out?
Yeah. Okay, so because like people will comment like planta on my TikTok, and I think they were definitely some Malaysians lah. Maybe you can tell me like what planta means. Yeah.
Margarine.
No, you idiot.
Planta is a margarine brand.
Planta is like we're trying to kiss ass.
Yeah,
Planta is kiss ass.
Buttering someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Buttering someone up.
Yeah,
right,
buttering.
right.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Margarine.
Yeah.
Are you serious, Nicole?
Oh, it's margarine.
Yeah, on like Instagram, you are working out.
Ooh, starting somewhere as well. Yeah.
My man's coming with the abs.
No lah. Still a long way to go.
You just started, is it?
Okay, so I started last year during like lockdown in Singapore, and then after we got out of lockdown, all those like bad habits started creeping back. I was I didn't really have a routine and stuff like that. So consistency is something that's very important if you want to work out and stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
You've been born.
That motivation anyway.
What gave me that motivation? I guess it was just always since young. I just wanted to be fit, wanted to look good. I feel like this is also perpetuating like stereotypes in society's image of like a nice physique, but I don't know. I feel like it's so ingrained in like our heads that this is like this is the go-to standard, right? But I guess it's also a period for me to realize that, hey, I also try not to set such standards because those are unattainable. I feel like really like I'm comparing myself to like some fitness guy who has like 8-pack abs, and then I'm like, how can I reach there?
Right.
Because I think there's also this element of like genetics. Some people are just built more
different,
more muscular. Yeah, big bone, and cannot really compare lah. So I think that those fitness goals also I have started to change my fitness goals. So instead of like saying, oh, I want to be like that guy, I say, okay, maybe I want to have like 6 packs of my own, you know?
And that's pretty cool. Just like I just want to be healthy.
Healthy. That's right. Yeah.
Right. That's amazing. When was the last you were in Malaysia when I was in Singapore?
I think so. Yeah, we usually just make day trips. We usually quite often go there.
Wow.
Day trips. Yeah. So I'll go to like CD Square. Is it CD Square? From
KLCC.
Woodlands, I'll go to not KL, JB.
Oh, JB. JB, I'm not too sure.
JB Central, and then usually go there for makan, and then go for a massage, and then watch a movie, and then go for dinner, and then come back. Yeah.
What kind of massage?
It was a very appropriate, clean massage.
You like basically really tell me how your family reacted to you becoming this famous.
I think my mom was just very scared. My mom was very concerned also because like she's someone that's still very traditional, you know. She's still very wary of social media, and she knows like how social media can really like affect someone's mentality and can affect somebody lah. In
for sure,
like you can be a social pariah one day, you know, just by if you did a mistake. And I think for her, she's just very protective of me, and she just wants me to be very careful with the things that I'm doing, you know.
For sure. Do you get fans coming to you like often?
Yeah, do they come up to you when you're in public and go like, "Hello, is this you?"
Vaishnavi.
Oh my god, I get to see you, selfie.
Yeah, so today, since I'm in a public place, like okay, like 3 people have like come up to me. And like just like actually just somebody just like waved, like they were just sitting.
Do you wanna take a picture with her first? We can wait.
No, it's fine. He was on my profile, and he was like, "Hey, this is."
Oh.
Oh my god.
How does that feel?
How does that feel?
I think in some ways it's very how to say, like it's nice to feel noticed, right? And like for me, all my heart is really I just want to interact with you, and I just want to also like like if I can see you in person, like I'm super fun, and like I will acknowledge and I want to engage in a conversation with you. So I guess it's also I know that it takes courage also to like wave to a stranger-ish. But I don't want to make it more awkward for them just by not really engaging with them, you know.
For sure.
So I'll always try to like, hey, what's your name? You know, like, hey, where are you studying? You know, like, oh, okay. Any feedback? Do you have any feedback for me? You know,
you ask for feedback.
Yeah. I think like definitely, you know, everyone could use feedback, right? Everyone could use feedback to improve and stuff like that. Yeah,
for sure.
So I think that's also part of being human as well. Yeah.
Right. Do you get like now I'm like really honestly interested because you do like Vaishnavi and all this series. Do you get like TV people coming or you know? People in production per se coming and approaching?
I think yes. Some have like asked me to, you know, if I wanted to act in this series or this, and then like you know my answers, you know, I'll have to say no lah, because like I think it's one thing to act in front of my own camera in my own room, right? But it's a whole separate thing to act in front of a production house where people are viewing you. You know, there's cameras, and I feel a lot more pressure then. So that's why I prefer, I would say no lah. Yeah, because I'm fundamentally not really an actor. Yeah, I'm just a content creator, I guess. Yeah.
So you don't like? You don't have a place that you like? You would just go any day, any time of the day.
I mean, I guess. Okay, I used to love going to the airport. Yeah, I would love going to the airport. It's just something about the airport.
Don't make that face. The airport is epic.
Yeah, Changi Airport is huge, and like I think it's a place of like serenity for me, because it's like it's always a place of like joy. Because whenever you go to the airport, it's like you are going to some place new. So there's this sense of excitement. So I just love the rides to the airport. I love chilling at the airport, studying at the airport, and Yeah,
Wow.
I guess airport would be my go-to place. Yeah.
Right,
I used to
Which are-
work three jobs at the airport at one point. Yeah, like different time periods now, but 3 different jobs. Yeah.
Why 3?
So I guess I was passionate also about like the aviation industry. So I used to I interned at Changi Airport, and then I also used to work as a wheelchair ambassador. I worked as a Jewel ambassador. Yeah,
Jewel? Oh my god, that's interesting.
Jewel, yeah. So when Jewel first opened in 2019, yeah.
Right. Jewel, the waterfall, right?
Correct, yes, the waterfall.
Yeah, that's the one.
The tallest one. Yeah.
Hey,
Awesome.
You really did love the airport.
I did. I really did.
I don't dance. I stopped dancing. I used to dance when I was little, like 8 or 9. Music is the only thing besides education what I do.
Right.
But now that you've mentioned, I think I should actually look for more hobbies.
But okay, like if you get a chance to explore something else, like what would you do? Dancing?
If I get a chance, I would. Tennis.
Tennis. Oh, okay.
Training. I went to class. Like once a week, and then I came home. I put the file away, and then I didn't do anything. And then I went back to class. The teacher says sing something. I sang, and then I came. I really didn't practice Carnatic. That was the problem. Was that why I quit? That wasn't for me. Like the other students who were with me, they were like seriously learning, and they were learning the jadis, the swaram, and I didn't do any of that. Dua bhi lage na mujhe, dawa bhi lage na mujhe, jab se dekho mere to laga hai. Neend raaton ki meri, चाहत बातों की मेरी चैन खूबी मेरे तूने यूं टगा है जब सांसें भरूं मैं बूंदे आंखें करूं मैं नजर तू यार आया दिल को करार आया तुझ पे है प्यार आया पहली बार आया ओ यारा दिल को करार आया तुझ पे है प्यार आया पहली बार आया oh yara. Crazy.
Yeah.
But
true.
my dad got gifted from someone, I think. Someone gifted this to my dad, and it was laying around and
But your dad doesn't play it.
No, my dad doesn't play.
Alright.
But I just have it because it looks cool. So
Alright, it does. It
Wow.
does it. Like, how's the COVID situation in the States now, and how are you doing? Basically,
the COVID situation in the States is pathetic. People are just there's nothing to be said. People don't seem to want to get vaccinated for some reason. A lot of people are though, and it's a lot better than it was. But it is kind of tough to see your country struggling because of lack of education systems, and like how has that served the country at large. It's like, I don't know. But that said, where things have been getting better, the Delta variant is definitely putting, a little rift in things again, but hopefully more people do get vaccinated and there isn't like another variant that, changes things. But it's like we're in an interesting space where things are opening up, and that has kind of caused certain issues in that you don't know who's vaccinated and who isn't in these open public spaces. But, message to everyone out there, please do get vaccinated, or at least if you have your qualms about the vaccine, like read about like how vaccines work, and chances are you already have some vaccines in your body if you went to public school. So clearly they're not that.
It must have been fun for you.
Yeah, shooting was fun. Shooting is always kind of stressful because you're trying to make a lot of things happen when you're in like smaller budget productions. Like you have to kind of manage everything a little bit as the artist. Like you have to keep track of everything. Unlike like if Aryan is doing a shoot, like she's just showing up for the shoot probably, like she's not worrying about any of the production stuff. But I did have like my buddy Josiah is my producer on all my videos and helps me manage my company, and he produced the video, so it was like great to have him on board, and he flew out from Kansas City. But it's still all of us, just a couple of people trying to make everything happen. So for my life, as far as my voice being a weakness, I guess like that comes from this idea of like singing like pop vocals that are competitive with like Ed Sheeran and Dua Lipa. It's like that's really different from just singing well. Because when you're like taught to sing, or you're singing in high school, it's like it's about, can you sing in tune? Like, can you keep, is your pitch good? Is your rhythm good? Do you have a good range? But it's like in the real music industry, what makes you competitive is your tone. Like Post Malone is like it's like at the very top. It's not because he's the best singer at all. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's a good singer. If he is a good singer, it's about his vocal tone.
Right.
Or like Khalid, right? Like his vocal tone is so unique. And to me, I felt like in high school, whatever, it's like my vocal tone wasn't that unique. It was like more of like a
generic.
Okay, I'm a tenor. It felt more generic.
Yeah.
It took a while of like kind of discovering what is my way of singing, like what is my style of singing, because all of these artists have their own unique kind of styles, way they approach vocals, and I think that's something you have to grow into. Autumn definitely helped me kind of find that a little bit for myself, but it really is a journey of recording lots of vocals and kind of figuring out, how do I sing a vocal to make it sound like I really mean it,
Right.
But on TikTok, the Swara stuff has been great. Like people seem to love it.
Yeah.
It's different every time. So that's a discovery for me too, because starting out, I was like, I need to make this as like minimal and tasteful as possible.
Right.
Which I still think has a place, because on radio it's like there's something of like how succinct is a song, but like on a remix, I can go crazy. I can do whatever I want. You know, it's just to do it, like to literally siphon out 2-3 months of your life and just try whatever it is that you're thinking of. Like if it's art, right? Let's say like, I'm not sure if I want to, literally taking 2 months of my life and saying, I'm going to draw for 2 hours every day for the next 2 months.
Right. That's amazing.
Doing that. And if you want to spend an extra hour, like if you want to spend an extra hour learning videos, that's great. But like will totally change where you're at 21 days later. But if you do it for 2-3 months, you know, like, do I like this? At a minimum, you'll know that, right? And then from there, you decide like, okay, do I want to switch gear? We're all raised to believe that it's like this linear path from like, go to high school, you do this subject, you go to college, you study a certain subject, you become a doctor, or you do lawyer, you do a certain job. But ultimately, all of that is like you're working for somebody else, right? Which is, if that's the end goal, that's not that exciting. And it might be the end goal because the process of it is exciting to you. So if being a doctor and working at a hospital for a hospital is what brings you happiness, that's great. But maybe painting brings you more joy. Who knows? You know. And again, you have to really think about the business side of things too. You can't just think about the art side. You know, you have to think about, one, do I like the thing? And then maybe the next 3 months you keep practicing that you're 2 hours a day, but you're thinking about like, okay, how do I make money doing this? Because we are in a capitalistic society for the most part, where we need to figure those things out. And that's the reason why a lot of people's dreams, like, they don't end up coming true, is because they've only thought through the artistic side of it or the side that they're passionate about, but they haven't really thought through how am I going to monetize this and make a living out of it and
how to be sustainable. Yeah.
For sure. So those are important things to train yourself for. But I would say, like, if anyone is young and young, define young, right? It doesn't matter how young you are. Like, you could be 50. That's still young. You still have plenty of time to accomplish like whatever you want to accomplish. Like it just comes down to like finding out what are the next steps and doing them. But if you're not sure at all what you want to do, like music, art, like I don't know, like soccer, like I have no clue, I would say just try them all and give them your all for like maybe 2 months.
Right.
And then just switch and then literally give yourself a year of discovery. Like a year of discovery is not that long of a time, right? But you could totally be like, these are the 6 things I kind of like, and then spending a year doing all of them and then looking back and being like, okay, I did all of them. Which one spoke to me the most? And then,
that's
narrow it down.
I'm sitting in the corner on my balcony. I'm looking at the sky, feeling so lonely. Maybe one day you'll come find me. Yeah. The day I walked to your life, everything was so perfect, even though they told you ain't gonna be my type. But I trusted you all in from my heart and didn't give myself some time. Took it too personal and I swear now I'm losing my mind after all the lies you told me. Yet I was still trying, girl, I'm fine. Yes, I only acted like I'm okay, but deep inside I'm crying. The day you broke my heart into pieces and I just feel like dying. I still miss you, remember the days we used to drink Shiraz straight wine. We got so high and you told me you won't leave me, but you broke this heart of mine. I cried and I cried, but it didn't stop my blood from. I walked all alone on the road and I drank some whiskey, got my pain numb. All I got was loyalty, but you just threw it in the bin dumb. Oh Lord, I took all the blame, I'm in pain, but I guess you're having fun. I'm just trying to heal myself, but the memory's making me sick now. I can't breathe, I need help. She burned me down and I'm going through hell. I'm just trying to heal myself, but the memory's making me weak now. I want you forever, girl, but now I'm letting you go down. Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry,
You're such a talented writer. Good for you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Actually, like even before the show, I was already putting out content because as soon as I came back from Germany, I started the whole rap thing because of COVID. Because like I said before in another interview yesterday, like I started this whole rap thing, thinking like I at first I didn't want to join because I saw like so many talented people who I just didn't discover yet.
Right.
Like Zara. Oh, she's amazing. And like I just realized like I didn't want to join these things. I let them do their thing. And then as soon as COVID hit and then I'm back, I'm like, I saw the post of this girl. She had cancer and she gave her bed up for a COVID patient. So that really touched me. Right. So that really touched me and made me, it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna, I'm not the person who like picks up my camera and talks to people on Instagram. I wasn't that guy. I don't think I'm still not that guy because I'm not that brave enough at that point. So I thought it's like, I'm just gonna rap this shit out. So I did a rap and things started from there. Even during the show, I wasn't supposed to be in the show. Actually, my friend sort of forced me into the show. I wasn't like, everybody else was like, I'm going to request, I'm going to be in the show. But I was telling, so my friend like challenged me. I just wanted to watch the show. I told my friend, I was like, hey, I want to watch the show at your place. Is it cool? And he's like, no, I'm not going to watch the show unless you are in it. Whoa. So we just went to the place, to his house, we were chilling and on, and he pressed the request button. And I was like freaking out. I was like, then after for a while, like after few people, and I was like, nah, Harvind's not going to pick me. So it's almost time's up. We're going to chow. And then Harvin started pointing and he started saying my name. I was like, what the hell, man? And I've never done the Insta live stuff before. So when the screen started split into 2 and then I saw the thing loading, I saw the faces. My friend, like just from the chair, he just, he flew to the other side. I'm like staring at them, shaking. I was like,
that's true friendship, bro.
Bro. Let me tell you, I wasn't expecting that. So I just, I was like, okay, my name is Arvind, da 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 da. I was like stuttering and shit. Yeah. And I just tapped into the verse that I wrote, and then I wasn't expecting their face and their expressions and stuff like that. I was thinking it's like, they're going to be like, because a lot of people don't understand what I write. I would say like half. But these guys are professionals. You have Rashmono, you have Vikarwal, and you have Arvind. So they understand. So I was like, shit, man, I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to fuck up. And they were like surprised. Everybody was surprised.
Yeah.
From even personally me. So after the show ended, I was like, what the hell just happened? So my friend was like, okay, man, you're screwed now. You have to keep doing this. I'm like, oh day.
What a friend.
So it's something was like I always wanted to do it, but I had never had the chance to do it. But now I feel like I have to be doing it because I'm in the show.
Yeah.
So it went from like that, but also during the show I was putting out songs. So I was actually doing this in between. So I wasn't like focusing fully on the show, but I also did while I was in the show. So I started posting songs, and it just went like that. It didn't seem like it, like after the show I had like a different time to put out more stuff. I just like continued what I was doing from the start. It like never changed. Like the more people followed, I understand that, but it didn't make me feel like, oh, now I'm more superior than other people. It just made me feel like there's more people watching my content instead of like, there's more people watching my content instead of the others. There was never this comparison I had. So it was cool. It was cool for me to just put out more stuff, and I'm doing it's until now. It's like it's the same thing. I'm just putting out more content, and that's how it went, man. It was so hard. Obviously, it's hard in during COVID. You have to make songs, you have to record, and you have to like send beat, blah, blah. It's so hard, but I guess that's the hustle, man. If you really want to do it, you have to put the effort. And I told in my last interview I had yesterday, it's like I record my songs from 4 to 6 a.m. every day. Every time I record a song, I record my songs to 4 to 6 a.m.
Wow.
I used to do this since my first song. The reason why is because I live right across the road and the main road, and cars and motors pass by. Every time you try to record around 10 to 12 o'clock, this, and in front of my house always they'll have this rumpit race thing.
Wow.
So imagine recording at 10 and then you off the fan, off the thing and all, and then while you putting in your effort and then so I exactly. So it's 4 to 6 a.m. is my recording time until today. And as much as it hurts, I feel like I always felt like, everybody has this studio, everybody has a cool room, they have their RGB lights, they have their cool ass microphones. Like it's all cool. And I'm like, I have one USB microphone and that's it, man. That's all I have.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like it's the quality, but it's also how much effort you put in it. So the effort that I put to make the song good and to sound good, that gave me so much hope and for people to lion the song lah. So to me, it's it's just a hustle, man. If you think you can do it, just do it. Nike all the way. So I'm going with the flow right now. I'm seeing like what can I do and what I can't do. So for now, like let me get my single out, let me get my shit out and see how it does. Right. And then from there, maybe I'll start having a studio, buying stuff. You have to see how it goes because you cannot like force it out. So I'm just like letting
can't
God
jump
take
at
me
it,
there.
yeah. You can't
Exactly,
jump at
yeah.
it. Yeah, and just a couple like a lot of your pictures as well. Traveling. Do you speak like multiple languages as well?
When I drink, I speak a lot lah.
That one.
I speak German.
That one.
I speak German a little because you had to learn the language in Germany. Like I was living a place, it's called Offenburg, and it's like very kampung lah, I would say. So the old people over there, I lived in an old neighborhood. They really looked at me like I'm some alien because I'm dark skinned. So I felt the racism over there actually. Like that's why I wrote the George Floyd kind of thing. Like I felt it so much. Even before all this, the Indians went to jail and stuff like that. Like I wrote it all before that. Then people like were surprised, like, hey, you already wrote it before all this shit. I was like, no, I honestly felt that in Germany, starting to my close friends. They look at you and they shout at you, and they when you don't understand the language, you get in the bus and then you want to pay and all, and the floor start shouting lah, blah 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 blah, and then I'm like, then you have to deal. So I had to. That's the thing. Like I was hearing so much Eminem, all these rappers, and then I recently discovered J. Cole around 2016, 2017, and he changed the way how I look in the rap game. Like he brought so much reality to it, and it made me realize like I shouldn't be being someone else. Like I think it's the same interview. It's with what's the name? I forgot. It's with that lady, and he almost said the same thing. Like I think most rappers would say the same thing. Everybody would want to bite flows like Nas, want to be like Hov, and they try to be someone else. But in fact, you have to realize that you cannot be someone else. You have to be yourself. And the thing will come. It's just that you have to keep doing it. You have to practice. You have to understand. You have to learn the history, and eventually it will actually come. You just have to trust yourself, believe in yourself. It's very cliche, everybody asks this question, like you have to believe in yourself, make your dreams, blah, blah. It's very cliche, but it comes to a point when you realize it's actually true. So people should not take it like, it's like, the flow will say the same thing, the flow will say believe in yourself. I know what pain I'm going through. Everybody goes through shit, man. Shut the fuck up and do something about it. That's the main thing you have to focus on.
True.
Long story, man. It was actually so stupid. Like, I was in the airport coming back to the UK for uni from Dubai, and I was sat in the lounge. I had my breakfast, and I was stretching my arm. And next to me, there's this sort of glass partition, okay, and it had a metal frame on it, and I hit my hand really hard on the metal thing, and the skin of my knuckle just slit open. It was like a flap, and there was so much blood, and I had to get stitches in the airport. The flight was delayed because I was obviously getting stitches, and
the whole flight was delayed because of you.
Yeah, because it was a police issue, because they had to make sure that I was okay because I was injured in the airport. So the police phoned up Emirates, and they're like, "You can't take off before we clear this passenger." And it was actually so funny because I was walking up to the gate, like the flight was meant to take off at 7:45. I was walking up to the gate at 7:45 after my stitches were done, with the lounge manager dressed up in a full suit, like carrying my backpack. And there were like two police officers like escorting me to the gate. It was actually so funny.
Dude,
like I was some sort of big man.
All for an injury.
Yeah,
it's
so
crazy.
stupid.
Well, I mean, like also with Kubool, Anna, I realized you started that. You wrote it a couple of years ago, right? I think before.
Nah, but it was like 5 years ago. Yeah, nearly 5 years ago.
Was it in Parthi?
And it was my it was in Parthi. It was my friend, my roommate in Parthi who wrote the song. So we used to like talk about ideas, and back then my Hindi wasn't as good. So I would give him ideas, and he literally wrote the verse, the hook, and the second verse. He wrote all of that.
Right.
And then I sort of composed the melody, and we just left it at that. It was nothing beyond that. And then start of this year, I was talking to Jansen, the producer of my song. I don't know if you might have seen him on TikTok and stuff. He's quite big as well, and he's crazy beats, exactly. So he's someone that I'd looked up to for quite a while, since like his Mridangam rap thing with ShaunVinda like blew up. So I sort of just hit him up. Like I think he mentioned that his girlfriend saw me on TikTok or something, and he commented on one of my videos or something like that. And then we followed each other, and I just hit him up just as a long try. I was like, "Yo, bro, what's good? Been a huge fan of your work for a really long time. Would be sick if we could work on something together."
Mad.
And that's what I said. And he was like, straight away, he was like, "Yeah, bro, like I love your voice. Let's make something happen."
Were there like creative differences and anything of that sort in between while doing it?
I mean, whenever I sort of so we'd exchange ideas, and I think both of us respected each other enough to sort of realize that if one of us didn't like an idea, we'd just drop it.
We just drop it, right? So
exactly. So exactly, it's very sort of, it was very professional. And if I didn't like anything that he'd done, I'd sort of tell it to him. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this particular part, I feel like," and I'd tell him what I'd want in instead of what he'd done.
Right.
I wouldn't just say this sounds shit. Like I would also give him an alternative, like in terms of what I want to hear. So so that way he was always receptive of my ideas, and I never felt like I could when you're working with someone of that stature, you're sort of shy to go up to them. You're shy to go up to them and tell them off, if that makes sense. But sure. I was never sort of, I don't know, shy or afraid of
voicing my opinions.
Voicing your
I always felt that he was very receptive to anything that I had to say, all of my ideas. So that's why it worked.
You had that relationship with him, I think.
100%. We just clicked straight away, and I was talking to him, and hopefully work with him a lot more in the future as well. Maybe I have a few other songs planned, but I mean composed and like written up. But in terms of planning their release and stuff, I still think I'm a far way off. But yeah, we'll see. We wanted to have obviously it's hard to have a unique shot for every single line, but we didn't want it to be a monotonous loop throughout the video as well. So we wanted to sort of strike middle ground, which is why even if you see in the video, some of the lines don't have lyrics because like the main focus of the video is the animation, not the lyrics.
The animation.
When we felt like there was not much going on, it was kind of monotonous or it felt like a loop. That's why we added in the lyrics. So yeah, I sat with him, decided the storyboard, finalized the idea, and then he came out with the renders. Had issues with that. Like it was a lot of back and forth, and the final edit for the song, I think it was like a few days before release of the actual song, because I was in quarantine when I came back to the UK, and I had all the time in the world. So and every time they'd do an edit, I'd have like comments, and we just said, you know what, let's just jump on a Discord call, let's just do it together. So I sat on a call with them for about 6 hours or something like that.
6 hours.
It was mad. Because I wanted every sort of minute detail, like where each shot cut, the millisecond each shot cut. I was very specific about each thing because like this is my child, like this is my first.
So here we go. हम ना रहे जो गम तो नहीं है किससे हमारी नजदीकियों के कम तो नहीं है इतनी दफा सुबह को मेरी तेरे आंगन में बैठे मैंने शाम किया चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ बेलिया ओ पिया चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ बेलिया. I guess that's all. Thank you.
Man, that's mad.
That was amazing, bro. That was amazing.
Thank you so much. Literally one of those who inspire me. So yeah, it's just great to sing in front of you.
Big words, bro. Big words. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me.
This one's kind of surprise for you. So yeah, here it goes. तेरे सांसों में भीगे लम्हातों में मुझको डूबा तश्नगी सी है दिल की पनाहों में बिखरी सियाहों में सोने की ख्वाहिश जगी सी है हया को जरा भूल जाओ मेरी तरह पेश आओ तोड़ दो खुद को तुम बाहों में मेरी बाहों में मेरी बाहों में मेरी बाहों में आज भी है तेरी वो गम का लम्हा आज भी है तेरी वो दिल का गुस्सा आज भी है तेरी खुशी का हिस्सा आज भी है तेरे होने का सपना मेरी यादें तेरे पीछे पीछे
कहता है, मेरी बातें तेरे पीछे पीछे कहता है, मेरी धड़कन तेरे पीछे पीछे कहता है। हाँ, कबूल है ना, कबूल है ना, कबूल है ना, कबूल है ना, कबूल है ना।
Thanks, man.
Bro, that was insane. That was insane. Right at the end when you ended the post, man, that was insane. So I know how hard it is. It took me so much time to get that. You smashed it, man.
தேவதை கதை கேட்டு போதெல்லாம் நிஜம் என்று நினைக்கவில்லை, நேரில் உன்னையே பார்த்த பின்பு நான் நம்பிவிட்டேன், மறுக்கவில்லை. அதிகாலை விடுவதெல்லாம் உன்னை பார்க்கும் மயக்கத்தில்தான், அந்தி மாலை மறைவதெல்லாம் உன்னை பார்த்த கிறக்கத்தில்தான். காதல் வைத்து காத்திருந்தேன், காற்றில் உந்தன் குரல் மட்டும் கேட்டிருந்தேன், அசைந்தேன் அசைந்தேன், அழகாய் ஐயோ தொலைந்தேன். That's pretty much it.
Bro, that was fire. That's fire. What are you insecure about?
What?
What are you insecure about? That was insane.
So actually, I don't sing. That's why I'm insecure of singing in front of good singers.
No, man, bro, you sang amazing. Do you know what? Like the style of your singing kind of reminded me of Genga.
Okay.
I'm sure you know. Yeah, I'm sure you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way in which he sang reminded me of him. It was amazing.
Go for it.
That's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
Just give me 1 sec. आज भी है तेरी वो हम का लम्हा, आज भी है तेरी वो दिल का गुस्सा, आज भी है तेरी खुशी का हिस्सा, आज भी है तेरे होने का सपना, मेरी आदत तेरे पीछे पीछे कहता, मेरी बातें तेरे पीछे पीछे कहता, मेरी धड़कन तेरे पीछे पीछे कहता है। हाँ, वो है ना, वो है ना, वो है ना, वो है ना। मैं ढूंढने को जमाने में जब वफा निकला, मैं ढूंढने को जमाने में जब वफा निकला, पता चला कि गलत लेके मैं पता निकला, मैं ढूंढने को जमाने में जब वफा निकला। I think I started a bit too high. But yeah, we move.
Dope shit, bro. Thanks.
The fact that you were unwell and you still sound like dope, that's amazing.
What I love doing is podcasting. So just making raw jokes into this microphone,
the kind of jokes that would make the religious organizations, various enforcement agencies shudder in their baju kebayas.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I feel like there's a need for a certain non-political correctness in the Malaysian context, and that's what I provide in my podcast. The TikTok exists solely as sort of an advertising mechanism for the podcast itself.
All right, that's
my podcast. The beginning starts with a disclaimer. It's I'm gonna need you to assume every trigger warning. That means if you're very religious or if you're very woke, this podcast is not recommended for you.
Right.
But now my process is anything interesting I see online, I just type the header. I do very little preparation. I think it's average 20 minutes per episode of prep, to be honest. It's quite terrible. It went from 2 hours to 20 minutes. So now I just go on the podcast and I wing it. We were going to start this thing that would pay me quite a lot of money, set me up comfortably.
Right.
The moment we agreed those things, the anxiety started to come. So I've had to stop the TikTok for a while because of this. I can't deal. I just took it as a sign that something is telling me that's not the route for me, you know. So I just fuck that. I'll take a break. I'll just it's not that important. I don't really care about it. A1, do you love to listen to music? Yes, I do. I'm on a current rap binge. People hate on the new Drake album, but I love it, man. I love it so much. It's my favorite.
Donda. Wait.
Huh?
Kanye's new album, you mean?
No, Drake. I'm talking
Drake's
about
new
Drake.
album. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, people say it's his worst, but in my opinion, it's his best.
Best. That's a stretch. You sure?
Yeah, no, I like it. I like Fetch.
Yo, okay. I wish I could go back to time, a man. My move and fix my life. I need to resign, yeah. Cause being every beautiful thing, there's some kind of pain that nobody could ever understand. I'm struggling, I'm not okay. I'm confused with my life part. I'm dismayed mentally, I'm getting weaker. I'm in pain, I'm alive, I'm still breathing, but it feels like dead. And they say, don't you worry, just rest your mind. Everything is gonna be alright. You're not alone in this fight. There is hope, so let's get out of this darkness. The world needs some kindness. The hope is not a promise. Yeah, when you look into the mirror, you'll find love. You'll find yourself giving more attention. Cause no one will ever spark you enough. You gotta wake up. That's when you see the brighter part. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's something I just wrote so it's a bit. Yeah.
I love it. It's so feel good. It's so positive. Not all rap needs to be like, I'm gonna fuck your bitch and shoot your mother. Like, I like that. Positive.
But I have those kind of rap also, bro.
Oh, is it?
What was the first time?
I think it was in 2020.
Oh, really? Last year only? Oh, okay.
2020 March. Where's the pandemic started? Okay. I mean, if you can post this, it's a good, you know, you record and you post it somewhere, it's very good because people don't know how is our journey. They thought that we are like, you know, big timer from last time doing TikTok. No, we actually a big timer in dancing, yes, but in TikTok we are new. So you cannot you compare the platform. It's totally different platform, but it's the same industry, in the same industry.
Fashion.
So on the March, we start pandemic and you know, I'm in the field of entertainment, which is like we're having an event company, we are running an event company.
Right.
So basically, that's the worst worst field that affected so much in event, dancing, studios,
events,
entertainment,
all the events,
to the max. All right. So then we don't know what to do. Okay, because I cannot do event, I cannot do classes because it's pandemic. Then into the picture, he came and see me after 6 years.
6 years. Wow. Okay.
6 years. We was apart.
Right. For 6 years. Ooh.
He came and see me because why? Because people at home, pandemic's not doing anything. So what they do? They go YouTube.
Alright, betul. Yeah. Correct.
So he's been watching YouTube, and he said, we are in the entertainment. YouTube is an entertainment industry also.
Sure.
So why we are not doing something? Why I'm not doing something? He is asking question himself.
Wow. Okay.
So then after that, the person that always in the mind when it comes to entertainment is me. So when it's like that, he messaged me. He said, it's pandemic now. What do you do? I said, I'm doing YouTube. I do the fitness for 14 days. But first pandemic was 14 days, right? So 14 days, I did a fitness in 14 days, 14 songs. I asked people to do 14 in YouTube. So I teach them how to do a fitness, how simple step, then with the songs together. So that's my challenge for 14 days. I did for the first PKP. Okay. So I told him, I said, I am doing dancing. This is my field. I said, oh, is it what? I don't know. How come I don't know? How come I said, like, do you follow me? Do you subscribe? How you are subscribing all other people in the world, but you don't even subscribe the person that beside you. I said, that's not it's a fact. People, we don't appreciate people near us, but we will appreciate the whole world.
Very true.
So that's very common.
Common.
So he come and say, okay, I'll come and see you. Okay, I'll come. He said, the first word he said, we must do something. I must do something. Then I say, like, most of the time we'll talk in Tamil. So we're like,
right.
Now, just say, master, saying master. Then I say, like, what to do? What to do? He said, I am in the field. No. We must do something. Like, this kind of prank, prank going on everything, video. We are a dancer. We do something with the dancing. I look at him and I said, like, hey, can you stop the crap or not? Because my style. If I've been starting from last time until today, I'm still in the dancing. And you on already. I say, so it's not I don't leave, you don't leave. So it took 2 weeks for him to convince me. Convince not go into TikTok, but convince me to start to do something. Yeah. So then after that, I have another, I can say that our director, managers, editors, everything, she's a Punjabi girl, okay? Her name is Dharvin. She is actually my student, my dancer, my main dancer before PKP until today lah. She also is a dancer. She is Mescom student, so she is like more to this, and I always like about editing. All I give it to her lah. Okay.
Right.
So that's she was there, and she also was telling you must do something because she been telling to me when the time musically itself. She asked me to do something.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't move on because for me, to be honest, what you see inside that is nothing compared to what other people doing outside here is 1,000 times better. Okay, so because of that, as an instructor, as a choreographer, you feel like what the shit they're doing lah, like that, But actually, you need that particular thing. So that shit, you need that shit actually for you. So that's what happened to me. I ignored the musically until the TikTok took over the musically, So after that, she is active in that. She was 2 years in that, and she's active until now. It's 3 years already. So she was keep on do la. I say nah. Then after that, came to the picture. He convinced, and I said, okay. I asked him, are you sure you want to do? Betul nak buat ke? You betul-betul fokus ke? I am. Then I took an agreement. I think bring that particular agreement. Kita punya first thing mana? Wait, I show you something. Something that nobody has seen in. My director write up. Okay, Then my director said, okay, let's do this. So we get an agreement. We frame it. Our first.
Wallah. Okay. Right now, what is your thoughts?
Basically, we don't know about viral first. We only know about doing video, and we got the views. But slowly, when we go on that, we know how important is the viral.
Right.
Because we start when you will keep doing the video, and slowly like, hey, it's important for us to be viral because you're in this field. Then people know you, and after you viral, if you don't do anything, it become like if people asking why do you? It become a responsible already. So when we see our video viral, of course we quite shocked, and we are like, our first video that 6,000 also, we already like jumping like
yeah.
Then suddenly you come to 1 million views. So of course you
course,
like
crazy
gone to, we was like very thankful to people, and most of the people went viral not through TikToks, went viral through share, went viral through WhatsApp. So what happened is when we ask the people when we go walk or what, hey Budak Mama, like, I say, hey, our TikTok. I say no, not TikTok. People share your video, in WhatsApp. So it's like people know us through WhatsApp also. We don't have only a TikTok family. We have a WhatsApp family also.
WhatsApp family, everywhere people keep sharing everywhere, every platform.
That's quite sharing. It's quite help us lah. 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Hey, crazy.
All right.
Yo, I'm gonna post that lah.
Like for usually like pageantry stuff, they usually do like a lot of donation, like donating charities and all this
charity stuff.
this kind of stuff are not really like recommended right now. But other than that, I'm just doing my preparation at home because my competitions keep delaying like every time. I keep delaying. So but supposed to be like going this 25th November. But then since the pandemic is getting worse in Europe, so they decided to push it to January.
But I assume you've had like a lot of family time as well, right? At home.
Yeah.
How's that like? Did you get like fed up or anything?
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't get fed up, right? Get nagged all the time.
Yeah. Oh, but like for people who actually don't know, where are you actually based? Like, where are you from? Technically,
I'm from Penang.
You're from Penang, right? Oh, that's crazy, dude. But like after you won it,
yeah, but it was amazing. Yeah, that was
recording in progress.
Right. No, but like after you, right. But after you won after you've won the pageant, right? Like, what kind of changes have you seen around you? Like, do you see, more opportunities, or do you see like, I don't know, like more people, like people who don't even care about just reaching out to you now, stuff like that?
Yeah. Be honest, like after I win, I felt like there was more opportunity. I got opportunities to act, like in RTM, like 2 times.
Wow.
And then and then I got opportunities from like kind of like a lot of big companies, I would say. It's not that big, but it's okay.
For you, for you, it's a big opportunity for you,
For me, big opportunity, of course.
Okay. And then
and people started recognizing me. So I was like, because before this, I'm just nothing. Like I just go out. Like if I go like I don't dress up or just go to like a mall. Nobody noticed. And after I won Miss Teen, everyone was like started noticing everything. Like, oh, she's the one. And after like I came out everywhere, like newspaper and everything. They like even once like after I came out in Star.
Right.
Yeah, star. So
Okay.
I was at Maxis. I was paying for my postpaid actually. So I was paying for the postpaid, and the person was and the page, the phone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
they display all this, right?
Yeah.
So over there was a news about me. It was just right there, like open.
Wow. Okay.
And I was paying to the person like my postpaid, and the person just looked at the phone and he just looked at me and he was like, "Is that you? Is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." It's like, "Oh, congratulations!"
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
"Thank you."
Do you take a picture
Yeah,
with the person?
I didn't.
Oh,
I dressed up like complete idiot that time, so I don't
Oh
want
my
to take
God.
a picture.
I mean, the first instinct would be to take picture, lah. Of course, why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people did take pictures. Like sometimes I go out, but I just feel very weird for
How
me.
do you
like,
feel with? Oh yeah, okay. So how does that make you feel? Do you feel like completely weird, or you don't mind it?
it's a bit weird, but at the same time, it's nice because like, wow, people really like recognize you.
Right,
And
right.
at the same time, it's kind of like scary sometimes, but otherwise it's fine.
Right. But the pageant is usually, I don't know, from like the previous guests and the ones that I've spoken to, sometimes there's like a certain level of like competitiveness, and you get like feedbacks, you get positive criticisms, and a lot of that kind of
Criticism,
stuff.
you mean?
Sorry, say that again.
You mean criticism?
Yeah. You get like
Criticism.
positive feedbacks, criticisms. So I want to know, like, how do you deal with it, and what's like the worst thing that you've heard about yourself?
Okay. The first time when I came out in World Pass, I went through the comment section.
Oh, okay.
World Pass, yeah. I went through the comment section and I was like, damn, that's a lot of criticism. Like everyone was like, she's not even pretty, she's just average. Yeah, everyone's saying that. And I was, because that was my first time like getting this kind of criticism. And then after that, like there are people like completely, like some of them DM'd me and say that you don't even deserve this, like what you have and stuff. And I was like, why is this people even doing this? And then I'm very close to my brother, so I went and told him like, this kind of things is happening. It's kind of like not comfortable for me. And he was like, it happens, like people have haters. You just have to get through it. Like you don't give a shit about them basically. So yeah.
Of course, I mean, but like that's also a sign that you've made it, right? Like
Yeah. I mean haters are friends, right?
Yeah. I mean, you haven't made it if you haven't had any like haters per se. But like that's crazy stuff. I mean, but like, how do you the point that where I asked how do you deal with it? You would say that you would go through your brother most of the time because you confide with him.
Yeah, I'm pretty close with him, so I always like whenever I have like this kind of criticism and stuff, and I straight away go to him and I'll tell him. But actually, to be honest, for me, I personally didn't take anything serious. Like, I don't know, I felt like, okay, people say this, like, why do I have to care? I'm doing what I like, so why do I have to care about what other people say?
Right, that's true. That's true.
Like, oh shit, people are telling bad things about me.
Right.
Yeah, and then after that, I thought like, this is something that I want. Like I do I care about them? So I just go on.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's like something that you tell yourself every time you face these kind of things. But that's nice. That's actually a great thing to. Then I think a lot of us have like issues. Like you have your issues in the pageant, but a lot of us have like other issues as well. But I mean, that's also a way of how we shouldn't get overwhelmed and not take everything to heart. And then after that, you get like, you feel like very weak and all that. Am I frozen? Hello? Hello? Sorry. Jesus Christ, bro. Alright, am I frozen again? Dude, I'm so sorry. It's just gonna happen every now and then. But anyway, before I get frozen again, I should really ask you, oh my god. Bro, holy fuck.
Sorry, what? You're breaking.
Yeah, give me a sec. Jesus, bro. Just like, come on. Yeah, okay. So can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So before I get frozen again, I really wanted to ask you, how did your family react to the win that you got in the pageant? How did your family react when you won the pageant?
What? Sorry?
How did your family react when you won?
I mean, yeah. Okay, when first, like when I told them that I want to be a model and I want to get into this field, actually my parents were super, and they were actually like, they were over there like cheering for me to like go deeper, go. So when I won, everyone was so happy, to be honest. Like everyone, not only my fam, like my relatives and everyone, they were like, wow, that's great. Everyone was so happy about it. So
That's great.
it was a very nice feeling.
Who's your biggest support system? Who's your biggest support system?
My mom.
Oh, wow. All right. So she probably would have been like the happiest when you won. Huh?
Sorry?
So she probably was the happiest when you won.
Yep, she's the happiest when I won. Like, she was super happy about it.
All right, that's great.
She's a makeup artist. So
Wow.
for her, like for her daughter to be a model is like, yes. So she helped me a lot. Like she just, she always like motivate me. Like, you should do this, you should do this and do this. So she's my support system, I would say.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But like, has your mom been in any pageant? Or do you look more like your mom or your dad? Would you say?
I look like both.
Both. Okay, so you look like both. But like,
I like both. I mean, my mom.
Yeah, but like, no one in your family has ever been in any pageant.
My mom looks like my sister.
No one in your family has been in any pageant before.
No. My grandmother have been. My grandmother has.
Hey, what? Are you serious?
She was a Miss Penang, like back in 19 what, but yeah, she was a Miss Penang.
Holy cow. What the fuck? That's so cool. Yo, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And I wanted to ask you, but like, you have a very odd, not odd in a bad way, but like you have a very odd surname. So are you like a mix or something?
Yes, I am mixed. My father's like half Chinese and my mom is Indian.
So your mom's Indian and your dad is like Chindian, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, because the surname is Teh, right? So I was wondering how come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering. But you're 19 now. Are you studying and are you taking an undergrad course in anything?
Yeah, I am studying. I'm studying diploma in business.
Oh, diploma in business. Wow.
Actually, my main plan was to like come and study in Cal, but then I have like a lot of
Oh wow. Inti. There's an Inti in Penang?
Yeah, there's an Inti in Penang.
Holy cow. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. But you're doing that, how long does that cost? Like 2 years?
Almost gonna finish actually, like 1.5 years already. I have another like 2 more sems to go, then I'm done.
What's the next step?
Might as well I'll be in Cal.
Oh really? Are you actually considering coming here?
Yeah, I'm actually considering my degree in Cal. So yeah, thinking about it.
If it were to be in KL, where in KL, and like what are you planning to study in KL?
I actually took diploma in businesses because I wanted to have a business background. So, but then my main is art and design.
Art design.
So art and design.
What?
So okay. I heard like there's a lot of good colleges. I mean, good U's in KL. So I was thinking about one academy, but then it's like the most expensive U ever.
It's also very generic lah. I mean, that's where a lot of like art people go to, I guess. That
yeah.
that and I think Raffles. Raffles, you know Raffles, right? There's a Raffles University College. I think it's near KLCC or so. But yeah, those are like two places. Like one is for mostly fashion art, and the other one is art design. But I mean, those are like good choices if you want to go. No plans of like going overseas or anything like that.
I thought of it, but no, because I have more plans here. So yeah, I'm not gonna go overseas.
I feel like
Not
at
now,
the end of the day, it's like at the end of the day, it's like paper qualifications also, right? Anyway, wherever you learn, it's just gonna come up to like a piece of paper and like whatever job you're gonna get after that. But are you gonna go into acting at all, like properly, like full on?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've done 2 movies. So far, I'm not really into movies yet because I am under pageants right now. So maybe after my pageantry, maybe I will be into movies. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna think about it.
But like local TV or like Bollywood stuff kind of thing. Like what are you aiming for?
Do you think I'll be qualified to Bollywood?
Yeah, like why not? Why do you think you're not? Why would you think that you're not qualified? I think you would be. So
I don't know. I just feel like they have pretty high standards for
my
Bollywood.
god, dude. I think you're just like taking it too hard on yourself. Just go for it, lah. I think you surely can get one. Just apply. I don't know how you apply, but you gotta apply. But yeah. If you apply, you surely gotta. Well, are you into any? Are you into are you watching any shows as of now? Are you like into any shows?
Yeah, I do. I do watch a lot of shows.
What show?
90% of. The most recent I've watched is Squid Game. Before that, I was watching You. I don't know if you know You.
Yeah, the obsessive guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a lot. And Never Have I Ever. Yeah, all this kind of series.
Okay. All right. But any favorite from all these? The ones that you just listed?
The one that I stated is my favorites.
Oh, all these are just...
I also watch animes. I don't know if you guys...
You watch anime?
You guys are... Yeah, I do watch anime.
Can we end this interview now? No, I'm not saying like...
Why? I
don't
watch all the animes, but there's only one anime that I watch. That's called... I don't know if you know Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah, Demon Slayer. Okay, I know.
Yeah. That's the only...
That's the only one that you're into for now.
Yeah, the only one that I watch.
Interesting. Okay. Wait, now you see there's a lot of people who've been like maybe they lack the confidence of like going into a pageant, or maybe they've gone in and then they failed and they want to try again, but they're not sure if they want to go again. What kind of advice would you give these kind of people?
Sorry, can you say it again?
No, there are a lot of people who want to enter pageants, or maybe sometimes they've already entered and then they lost and they want to try.
Keep trying. But if you keep trying and you still don't get it, but for you to get into those among all the beautiful girls is already a big thing. So that's my advice.
That's insane. That's great advice. I mean, take that in. Listening to that, I feel like going for a pageant. But I mean, that's great stuff, sharing. But the pageant is mostly like, I feel like it would have taken you weeks, right? It was like a journey kind of thing. So what would you say you have learned from your pageant in that journey of joining pageantry? Yeah.
Okay. So far I have been to one national competition and 2 international competitions. Right. So one national one I was the youngest one over there. So that was my first ever experience in pageantry. So when I went inside, when I went to the competition, I felt like everyone was taking care of me like a little sister. So yeah, so I really like that environment because everyone was just taking good care of me, and everything was just nice because we Malaysian people are very nice, very, I would say budi bahasa lah, they all right.
Sure.
We practice that thing. Yeah.
For
So
sure.
it was so nice. Like until today, I always like whenever I think about pageant, I always think about that the first national pageant that I went, because it was just very very nice feelings. Then when I won, I went to China. Sorry, I went to India first. Missing International. So I went to New Delhi, and I thought it's gonna be the same experience like what I had in national level. So when I went there, teenagers just don't get along, right?
Toxic
And
lah.
it was
Yeah.
super hard because everyone, yeah, kind of like that. But they were kind of looking down on Asians, to be honest. Like there was a lot of racism, culture shock. Yeah, and then if you're like not as tall as them, they're gonna look down on you, and you're dark skinned, they're gonna look down on you. Yeah, and the best part was they thought that I cannot understand, like New Delhi they speak Hindi, right? So I mean we all watch a lot of Bollywood movies. Obviously we can understand Hindi, right? So when they talk about me, when they talk about me, I was like, yeah, I know, I can completely understand what you're saying, but I'm just gonna ignore. And then I went to China, and I thought like it's gonna be the same experience. So I was very scared. Like deep down, I was super scared. Then when I went there, everyone over there, it's the same thing like the national level. Everyone over there like older than me, and I was the youngest one. And yeah, everyone was taking a good care of me. It was a very nice competition. And to be honest, for me, I feel like it's a very big thing for me, because when I went to China, there were like 100 world countries, and I don't know how I just got into top 20. I still can't believe until today.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a big achievement. Yeah. Were you like the only Malaysian?
And the best part was when I was in China.
Were you like the only Malaysian there?
Yeah, we will be the only Malaysian that we will be representing Malaysia like 1%.
Yeah, what's the best part in China? Sorry.
What was the best part was I was in China, I can speak Chinese and I can understand Chinese too. So when the Chinese people like talking to me, and I just replied them instantly in Chinese, and they were so shocked. They were like, oh, you can speak Chinese? I'm like, yeah, I can speak Chinese. And from that once they know that, okay, you should be aware of this girl.
Yo, I have a serious question. See, you speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Do you give tuitions? Do you give tuitions?
No, I don't.
You should. You should
Why?
give tuitions for Chinese. I think a lot of people will want to learn. I mean, me included, because Chinese. It's a difficult subject. Yeah, dude, isn't it like very difficult to learn Chinese?
Oh, it's not really.
No, it's not? You're nuts. You're nuts.
No, it's not. To be honest, right, I didn't learn Chinese from my dad. I learned it like when I was in kindergarten. Like I went to Chinese kindergarten. So I had a lot of Chinese friends through kindergarten. That's when I started speaking Chinese. Because my dad, at home we don't speak Chinese. Like,
what do you speak
mostly.
at home?
We speak all language, I would say. We speak English, Malay, Tamil, Chinese, all.
Right.
Mixed, Roja.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, like, do you guys like? I know this may be a bit like private. Don't worry about the time. But I know this may be like a little bit private. But like, do you guys cuss at home? Do you guys like cuss? Say bad words at home? Like you and your family.
No. My mom. She's like, I don't know, but pig in Malay. For her, that word is also a bad word already.
Oh, then how do you even order? You just say like pig.
We can't. No, pig is fine. Pig is fine, but the Malay version is not fine. Babi is not fine.
But you don't cuss at all. Are you saying you don't cuss at all?
I do.
Oh, you do.
But
Okay.
I don't.
But you don't do it at home. Like you don't do it at home. Do you do it like with your brother?
My brothers, yeah.
Ah, okay. Can you just say the F word?
Sometimes.
Can you say the F word?
No.
Oh my God, I was trying to fish you.
No.
But yeah, anyway, I mean, that's nice to know that you cuss. That's normal. All right, cool. So someone from the pageant who cusses, that's great. But now, I mean, like a lot of things are getting normal, and like the cases are, I think it's more manageable, and people are like doing a lot of stuff. The economy is being better and all that. So what's your next project? Like, what's your upcoming thing? What's your plan? Like, what's the next thing? Right next thing?
Okay, right now I have
Are you gonna see you
the
like
biggest competition.
No, sorry. No, you're saying competition? Yeah. Yeah, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, right now I have Miss Teen Universe competition like in Dubai.
Right.
Which I'm preparing for right now. So focus on my studies first, and then I actually planned of my dream, my always big dream, to be at least Miss World or Miss Universe.